That's when she says, I've been recording the whole time.
And still, just a friendly reminder, I have to go at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be the last week.
That's good.
Okay. Are we good to go?
Aye, Captain.
Go. Right, so we're going to start this off in the traditional manner. Starting off with Blackheart as...
Oh god, I got you the whole name. Cadence of Water of the Dry River Clan.
We have Kronos as...
Did I kill Lil Pion at your service, madame?
We have Hadden as...
Tyning Garrett.
We have Marcus as...
Beshara.
We have Sammy as...
Chill Fade Light.
We have Toby as...
Scout Koskin.
And a couple of guest appearances this week for this one-off game. We have Sev as...
Sorry, Anakana.
And Anu as...
Oh, Kelvia.
Right. Marvellous. Who wants to do the recap? Oh, never mind.
Nothing
I was
happened.
born on a sandy day.
Yes. Welcome to this one-off set in our usual setting, but slightly different cast of characters and a slightly different location. What we're going to just do is we are going to dive straight in, but as characters introduced, I'd also like you to describe yourselves, okay?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, we open on the glorious port city of... Oh, it would help if Ali actually opened her notes before we started this. I'm a good DM, guys. Honest.
5
Gold
stars.
star for Alice.
Time enough. Okay. We open on the beautiful port city of Al-Aziz on the continent of Sahar. It's a bustling city, active day and night as the dual-natured inhabitants of the city, some awake during the day, some awake during the night, lead to a 24-hour lifestyle where its most active hours are actually around dawn and dusk. You all have come here in various means. Some of you may have been born and raised here. Some may have just simply travelled from nearby settlements. Some may have come from over by boat from distant lands. It's currently a little after dusk, and we're going to start off with one of our new arrivals into the city, Sariana.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in port a couple of days now. You arrived via boat, and what little you had brought with you has quickly gone away. You had to quickly learn that people overcharge here. There is an expected degree of haggling for things, and frankly, you've been swindled a couple of times.
I entirely meant to spend that money.
Entirely meant to spend that money.
I
Tariana.
refuse to admit to this mistake.
Why don't you describe yourself for us?
Well, when she arrived, she was probably vigorously kissing the ground and thinking, "Oh, sweet deity, I'm off the boat. The boat has stopped." For she has not boated often. But she looks like a standard, not standard. It's like a white-furred mountain lion that is wandering about as they do. Only she's garbed in what kind of amounts to if you were trying to wear nondescript traveler's robe, which only looks more descript when it's attached to something wandering around on 4 legs. But the bearing is a bit more intelligent than something that looks like it's trying to menace people on the streets. So I imagine there was probably, if it's been a few days, there might have been an early encounter with the law.
Yeah, there were some early concerns. Immediately as you got off the boat, there were some startled screams, and you have had a run-in or two of the law.
Unfortunately, she is currently wearing a sign in local tongue, which she does not speak, that she believes says, "I am an intelligent creature, do not be afraid." Whether or not that sign is actually translated directly to that is not something she's aware of. It may say, "Stupid gaijin, I take your money."
No, when people have tried to catch your attention for whatever means, you have found for some reason they are calling you Table Cat.
Good.
But so you are you're getting a little bit used to the weird cycle of life this city has. Right now, you are currently trying to barter with the few copper you have left for a meal. You've just found a random stall, and currently there is a rather bemused-looking male dark elf sort of leaning down to you and saying, "You do not have enough. I'm sorry."
Oh, come on. I mean, let's be fair. It's not your best stock I'm asking for. I just want the stuff over here. This stuff here, the one near the trash.
Well, if I sell that to you, you may get sick. It is supposed to be thrown out, and then what do people think of my business?
I have a robust stomach, she says, trying to bare her teeth menacingly without being menacing.
Let's see. Maybe I give you one of these, yes? For the copper you have?
That's like a snack. Can I get 2? There's the leftover on the stick. You're not even using it.
Why don't you roll me a persuasion check?
Because then I have to find the button for it. Here it is.
Alphabetical order. Nice.
Okay, I will give you 2. But you need more coin. I recommend you go find work. There's the tavern over there. People tend to post up help wanted.
The tavern is where I lost all the coin.
Well, perhaps it is where you're fated to find more. And he's going to take a couple of these skewers of, you're not entirely sure what meat it is, and just sort of hold them down to you.
She will grab one in the teeth. The other one will fall down and immediately get covered in dirt. It's just been that kind of day.
He's going to look down at that, and he'll sort of come around from behind his stool, pick it up, and glance down at you again. You make me very sad. Let me get you a new one.
Real quick, because it's come to this. How populated is this area? Because I was pondering trying to grab another thing while he was getting that for me.
It's quite populated, but it's busy enough that you might be able to get away with that. There's simply so much activity that tracking stuff is kind of tricky.
She casts Mage Hand secretly, but upon hearing that he was going to get a replacement, goes, now I feel bad, and doesn't do anything about it.
And he actually takes some what looks to be large leaf-like material, and he actually wraps up a couple more skewers, and he holds it out for you and waits for you to take it before letting go of it.
She will balance it on the nose and give him the "you are a blessed soul" eyes.
Perhaps you come back here when you have more coin.
Perhaps I will. Thank you for the skewers.
Yes. Now go check out for work. Yes, and your keep.
She will proceed to a place where she can consume the food, and the tavern wearingly, knowing full well what foul deeds take place in there, like the usurping of an innocent traveler's money.
Yeah. As you sort of wander down the street just to find a somewhat secluded spot to eat, you can hear the usual shouts of trade hawkers trying to get people to look at their wares. There's a lot of language here you don't understand. You've started to pick up what you think is the more common tongue of this land, but even amongst the fairy species, there are lots of individual things. You can see and hear lizard folk talking to each other in a very guttural, hissing language. Drow seem to have their own sort of flowing tongue that sounds similar to the Elven you've heard in your own lands, but it's not quite the same. Thankfully, enough people around here seem to speak your common tongue for you to get by, even if it's a bit broken. All right, so you're going to sit and eat for a bit. Let's see. We're going to go to Trill and Fyrakia. Fyrakia. Trill and Fyrakia. You have arrived in this city not too long ago. It's part of your usual wandering about. You've been working as pseudo adventurers for hire, which is more akin to say you have been working as general hired muscle for whatever purpose is required. You recently arrived here just escorting a caravan from a nearby settlement, and you've been paid up. Unfortunately, they lost a lot of wares on the way. there was a rather large gnoll ambush, and while you managed to protect them, and you managed to secure some of the goods, the gnolls off with a couple of wagons and quite a few camels. So you weren't exactly paid much. In fact, it's a very token amount that you're not sure is going to last you more than a couple of days.
It's really scarce money, eh?
Yes, I probably shouldn't have celebrated so much when we got in last night.
Oh, but it was fun. That's
Oh,
the
yes.
point, yes.
That young lizard boy, did he dance.
I like to believe these two have learned to speak to each other purely in sighs. Just different intonations of sighs.
Trill has a vast array of sighs that Ferrokira has managed to pick up over time. Thankfully, both of you have been in the city before. You've been here quite a few times, and you do know where it is the main place to get work, which is a rather large tavern that acts as a boarding house as well. It's got many rooms, and it's rather lavish.
So back to the daily grind until we are called upon for greater purpose.
That sounds like it'll be the thing to do, shall we? And the old
Can you
Understand.
believe some of the garb of these people? Oh, it's like they're fresh off the boat. Disgusting. Yeah, let's head that way.
Very cool. Sniff the air briefly. I do believe they are fresh off the boat, so it does explain something.
Right. So this pair start to head towards the Shining Jewel, the largest tavern in the city.
Shining jewel, nice.
Yes. Would you both like to describe yourselves?
Thirikir is a very tall tiefling, and hard to tell the gender of. Has red skin with yellow eyes, and large horns, and a very large head of poofy dark red hair. That looks like it should be kind of silken and down the back, but desert. So instead, just a large poof everywhere.
Yeah.
They're wearing a breastplate that is painted and looks as if it is leather to hide it, along with silks and such things draped over their shoulders and arms, and is wearing almost dancer-style leggings, like the kind of see-through ones, down to the just past the knee, where they have hooves.
Okay, and Trill?
Trill's about 5'4". She has long hair that is stark white. It goes down to about a little bit below mid back. She wears it kind of pulled back over a circlet that she has over her head. She has, unlike most drow, very fine rounded features and the palest, like China doll skin, in contrast of her heritage. She has deep red eyes, and she tends to dress in a more darkish but multicolored garb. She's wearing a very comfortably fitting silk dress right now with a very nice kind of dark blue parasol over one shoulder as she walks. She holds herself regally.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
true.
Okay. So you both make your way to the Shining Jewel. Already there, Beishra. You also arrived in the city a scant few days ago. You were very tired and parched, and more than a little banged up. You had enough with you to get yourself a few nights in this tavern, and there was a little bit of sympathy when it came to negotiating the staying rates as well. But you're quite aware that this isn't going to last. Sympathy will only get you so far, and it's not going to turn into charity. Why don't you describe yourself?
Beshara is a lizard folk. She is heavily cladded in armor, but is probably stowed away. She wears very loose clothing. Her scales are a light tan with a paler underscale, and her features are not as rugged as most lizard folk are. She may have some sort of mannerisms that are a bit different than most lizard folks as well. So she does kind of stand out in not being so forcibly alienated by her species. She has golden eyes and is probably currently looking at a very empty coin pouch. She does have a bit of a traveler's cloak that is heavily battered and worn, but she still carries a sigil clasp against it that probably comes off of her armor when she's not wearing her armor. It's a silver brooch that appears to have 3 very deep gash marks through it.
Okay. Yeah, you're up in your room currently, looking at this empty coin pouch. Downstairs, you can hear the sort of bustle of both drinking and the common shout of adventurers, basically yelling at each other. You can see a bit of bashing about. This tends to happen when some particularly lucrative rewards go up on the little notice board that essentially acts as a help wanted area. There's no real official manner of handling adventurers in this country. It's not like Barast where they're registered up. It is simply sell swords for hire. So with a weary sigh, still feeling some of the pain of your journey, and wishing you could have a few more days rest, you will head downstairs to see what you can find. And then we're going to hop over to Cadence of Water.
I forgot I'm here. Yes.
Yes. Cadence of Water. You have been trying to find yourself some more ship work. It's where you feel most at home. It's what you've been doing a lot of your life. However, you are being denied a lot. There's actually a little bit of a stigma about tabaxi and water, and it's seen as an ill omen to take you on board. You're frankly very lucky to have had a ship posting before, a very lenient captain who didn't really follow the superstitions of the area. So you're getting a lot of excuses, such as, we have already taken on too many crew, or frankly told outright, no, we do not want your kind aboard. So now carrying around this new charge of yours that you found recently, you feel that you are going to be forced to take up some less savory work, perhaps, or at least less reliable work. You've been in port a few times here, and you do know where to go for it. The Shining Jewel tends to have various jobs of varying degrees of risk and reward, and it will at least get you money to get by until you find a more comfortable position for yourself. Why don't you describe yourself for us?
Cadence is about 6'4", kind of slight of build, wearing normally considered sailor's clothes around this area. The unusual thing that he is carrying is a egg, which he tends to keep in the pouch at his belt if he needs his hands. And wears no armor, but has quite a variety of, for his kind, unusual weapons strapped to his the satchel on his backpack.
Is the egg like chicken size?
Try bigger. Try
Ostrich.
probably slightly bigger than an ostrich.
Oh goodness.
And his left eye appears to be more reptilian than cat-like.
Okay. So you start heading off towards the Shining Jewel. Tynan, you've actually been in the city for a while now. You've got a comfortable little apartment here where you are able to do as you please. Your family has left you quite a bit of money and you've been able to live comfortably. However, as of late, your visions have been getting far worse and far more frequent. And it feels every time you go onto the streets, there are figures standing and trying to lead you somewhere. And it's getting to be too much.
Alcohol. That's what I need. Tavern.
You make your way down the streets to the tavern. It's not as if they are right in your face. However, when you turn your head, you feel like there is a flicker in the corner of your eye sometimes, and you can catch these brief snaps of robed figures seeming to be bowing their arms where you're heading.
As is common, I'm going to attempt to ignore them and continue on to help dull the sensation of dealing with them.
Okay, and you head over to the Shining Jewel, which has the finest and most potent of alcoholic beverages in the city. You head in, ignoring the large crowd currently arguing over certain postings on the job board, and head straight to the bar and start to drown your weary visions away. Would you like to describe yourself?
I am a very human-looking man. Long, dark brown hair, a fairly well-kept beard, wearing somewhat fancy clothing. Given the state that it's in, one probably suspect that I might come from a decent family, but not one that's doing the best right now. I've also got a few booze stains here and there, but otherwise walk with a staff and carry a very large bag that jingles, and you can hear clanking and other such things in bag.
Okay. Let's see. Koskin.
Yes.
You've been in the city about a week now. You were directed over here by your fellows, and have been trying to track down information that you had heard rumored to exist here. You've been to the various little taverns and such, staying away from the brightest and most popular of them all, simply through habit. You're not too accustomed to large crowds and the hustle and bustle of the city, preferring the more quiet and solitude life of just a small group. But it's led you nowhere, and this is perhaps one of your last chances to find a good lead. And so you start heading towards the Shining Jewel. Would you like to describe yourself?
Koskin is a tiefling who stands about 5'10", cloven hooves that seem to resound whenever he steps. He dresses finer than his bearing seems to indicate. And he always has this preternatural smirk on his face, like he knows something you don't. But he does have an obvious tell. His tail gives away a lot. He seems to pay it no mind, but it has a mind of its own, as it were.
Okay. And finally, Connell? Connell? Is that how you say it?
Connell.
Connell. Okay.
Ronald.
All right. Connell, you've actually been on the continent of Sahar for about 3 months now. You've checked out a couple of these smaller settlements that are a little closer boat-wise on the trip from Noran. However, nothing has turned up there, and you've been in this city for about a month now, trying to find any information you can of your old friend Moran. And while you've had a couple of people on the dock say that they might have seen somebody somewhat resembling his description, they see a lot of people. And frankly, one robed figure blends in with the others, no matter his, foreign nature.
I'll be back.
Okay. So it's been a frustrating time. So frustrating that you are currently sitting at the bar of the Shining Jewel, just trying to figure out where and when, what you can do to find some more information. You haven't been able to find anything about where he's stayed, about where he's been, just that someone like that may have come through this city. And that's when you pick up a familiar word. From off in the corner of the room, seemingly being ignored by most people coming through, there is a haggard-looking man who is trying to catch people's attention and holding an object. And he's like, it's true. I found a Tulian temple. Look, I have one of their coins. It's riddle. I just need somebody to come there with me. And this is what a lot of you start to hear when you filter in. You can see the job board overcrowded, not much on it, a few groups fighting over the last listings of the day, and completely ignoring this man who seems to be telling a rather tall tale. The idea of some of you who are from here will know that the Tulian Empire was supposedly the ancient empire of the continent that vanished mysteriously thousands of years ago. And over the course of the past few hundred years, scarcely few relics have been found from it. But here is a man claiming to have found one.
I'm going to elbow my lesser half and motion. Old man.
I didn't get to describe Connell.
Yeah, describe
Oh
Connell.
yes, please describe Connell.
Connell.
It's always
Okay?
going to be what I'm going to miss.
No problem. So Connell is a 5'9" half elf. He has some smatterings of brass scales on his skin, mostly obscured by his robe, of which is looking pretty nice. It's got some red, some orange, some gold, all kind of, swirled and mixed together. What time is it right now? Is it
It's relatively late or / early for you. It's around 3 to 4 a.m. as you would know it.
Wonderful, perfect to know. So he's feeling pretty happy, but all right, that was the description. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
But I mean, you're free to come in and say what you want. You're all basically here at this point. Sariana, you have managed to finish up your meal. I don't know if you stashed some away to save or if you just ate it all.
No, we're going whole hog. I'm
Right.
gonna face this damn bar, and I'm going to ignore the terrible losses I had earlier.
Yes. When you came into the bar, you're not sure, but it felt like a few laughs from some of the corner tables grew louder when you came in.
Ignoring those as well.
Swindlers.
But yes, you too can hear this man ranting about something and seeming to be trying to grab people.
Bono's there?
Yes, exactly. I do not have much coin, but any of the treasure, fair share, of course.
It'd be nice to get out of the city for a little bit. I mean, we just got in, but I like to go out.
Probably could find something interesting.
I'm gonna head over that way. with probably Thadakir on my arm.
Okay, we'll stand up and go in.
We'll delightedly walk over like the old married couple we are.
You hear,
These two well-dressed individuals who look like a doddering married couple are heading over to this crazy loony guy over here who's
Yep.
going for work. Oh, no,
And-
I have to get in the way there. I got to stop those two. They're about to make a terrible mistake.
and following that, that lovely-looking couple, Trill, you hear the little tap on the floorboards behind you as your little familiar hops down.
Yes, I have the cutest little goat.
Eh,
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Let me get you up. Come on. I'm your Bucky. And I'll pick him up and carry him.
And you hear that sort of little happy bleat that seems to reverberate a little bit in your mind as you carry him with you.
Mm-hmm.
And Sari, you sort of rush on over.
She will stop in front of him. Ma'am and sir, or perhaps also ma'am, gender irrelevant. Listen, I need to warn you, I've lost a lot of money to this place and you're about to walk into a trap.
Oh, would you like to play a game of cards?
Derek will stop and look at her, and then they would try to go, Dear Stefana is talking again.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a ration. Nice kitty.
She's going to look at the handout and be like, well, okay, parent nobility is the same everywhere. Fair enough. No, listen, I've seen this scam before, twice now. It's always a different city, and it's always going to involve getting some kind of money. I caution you because you look like decent folk with a goat. Hi. She waves over to the goat.
Oops. Ignore that. I clicked the button.
The goat stares at you, Sari, and you see each of its four eyes slowly blink in turn.
Okay, so it is not a normal looking goat.
I love that goat.
I love Bucky. I think we'll be quite fine. We've taken many jobs from here before. If you're frightened, I'm sure that you'll find some others from what country you hail from. I'm gonna say in Undercommon to my fellow, because I assume you took Undercommon. You damn well better took Undercommon.
Abyssal.
Abyssal. Oh fuck.
You have Abyssal! You have Abyssal!
Firikia, this is really going to complicate things, but you're far more likely to know the equivalent of undercommon than you are common here. So if you want to switch those out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say
Sweet, I had them.
I was saying Undercommon. Oh dear, where do they get these things?
I don't know. I think one of the wizards is serving a bit of the bottle again.
So definitely one of the wizards have done this.
Sari,
Would you like to go with us to go see the gentleman to be sure that we're making the right decisions?
As this group is talking with this very large feline, Beshara is going to walk past and go to the table. And excuse me, kind folks. And keep on going.
And now I'm going to have that look of, you bitch, you made it so we missed out.
Tanen, you're sitting at the bar trying to drink away your woes. You can hear this minor commotion, very minor compared to the usual bustle in here, going on behind you. And you can more feel than see the presence beside you as a familiar voice says, you should take heed of what they're doing.
I'm going to get up, wobbling slightly. Notice a giant cat.
Mm-hmm.
Stare down at the drink that I just had. Comment, I'm not paying more than usual.
Fair.
And then drunkenly stumble right into this large cat and try to pet it.
There's gonna be, the look of aghast going upward. Doesn't immediately stop because, I mean, come on. It's not bad, really, but like, what the? Wait a minute, what is going on?
The Druga running the bar watches you go and pet this cat, Tainan, and you can hear her yell, "That's not one of my girls, Tainan. Watch your hands."
Wait, so this is real size cat? Huh.
I'm back.
Wait, what?
Do
Cadence
you
is
want
just-
this ration?
Caden's gonna
You,
watch
sir.
that going on.
How drunk?
Yes, he seems
Not
quite
yet.
Not as drunk as you. I
Well,
think
in that
I am.
case, you're just an ass, and she'll pat the hand off her head.
Wait, cats can talk now. Huh. Gonna just sit down in
Yeah, okay.
contemplation.
The common rebel is getting even more common, it feels like. Yes, Cadence. You see all of this strangeness going on. You're not quite sure what to make of the four-legged thing. It seems it's
Pretty
definitely not
sure-
a tabaxi.
I'm pretty sure it might have at one time been a tabaxi.
It's entirely possible.
That's why they tell you not to stay up too late. Or is it way too early?
Let's see.
Oh.
However,
I'm just waiting for him to drop the classic, "Oh, you're an earlier evolutionary state." Like, let's just trip it straight down into the back.
Sari,
No, that won't be.
Sari and Connell, I would like you to make a religion check for me, please.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Everyone else can do so, but with disadvantage if they want.
My goodness.
That was a nice
totally
roll,
take-
because I got
that was
shit
a
on
nice roll.
that score.
I rolled
I'll
really
take-
well with my disadvantage, I'll point out.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Bayshar, you don't have to do this. This is for you.
Oh. Never mind.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing one.
Mine.
Uh,
I'm trying to
yeah.
get things set up right now. Got to.
I had a small inkling, but I wasn't sure, so I was gonna go ahead and roll.
I like that.
Okay, there we go.
Two of us have the same religion check.
It
Minus
would have
one.
been nice if you'd actually ended up failing that roll. That would have been hilarious.
Okay. So, we'll start with Seriana. The large lizard folk that seems to be walking past the you and the fine noble folk who are talking down to you so kindly. Well, you don't recognize the armor and so on. You do recognize the symbol that seems to be scratched and marred that is holding their cloak in place. It's the symbol of Hevos, one of the gods back from where you're from. In fact, the gods for quite a few regions, but you've come to learn that most of them aren't worshipped here. So it's a bit of an odd sight. Cornell, you really don't notice it. Trill, you have seen this symbol about before. It's not particularly nice to see. In fact, you may be familiar with the armor stylings as well. As you've journeyed about with your companion, you have come to learn that there are a few foreign bastions that have been put up on the shore in a few places. What seem to be crusading groups of religious orders. You recognize this as one of them, a particularly aggressive order dedicated to a god known as Hevos.
I will, upon realizing this, pull Therakir closer and whisper sweet nothings in their ear in Undercommon. That lizard is a crusader of Hevos.
Which
And
is
she's-
very, very strange, because it's very unusual to actually have a race from this land in those crusading groups, let alone a female for this order.
She does not look very pleased as she says this, but so people who don't understand Undercommon can see that her face is twisting a bit and seeming very unhappy about saying this. But she is telling Therakir.
Wait a minute. The derogatory noble is now muttering in a twisted tongue to her four-eyed goat.
No, I'm not drawing. That is not a four-eyed goat. That, in fact, is a tiefling. You
Racist.
racist feline.
Rude.
All I'm saying is I'm being cursed again, so I will back away from the.
Gonna be playing with your tail in a moment if you have one.
She will back off from both of them since they clearly aren't concerned about the swindling that's about to be taking place to their person.
What a fuzzy tail!
It is a fuzzy. Wait a minute. Why are you still here? The beer's over that way.
But this fuzzy
No, the beer's
tail.
right here. He splashes it all over you.
And she said some weird stuff and trying to figure out what she said.
Old man, come speak to us about your adventure.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
I
look.
was just standing right next to you.
I know you
son.
just got over to. I'm calling him away from you because I don't want you to have extreme evil.
You are. You actually get a look of distrust for a moment, Bashar,
Mhm.
as he takes in what you're wearing, and goes, "Miss, you are welcome to come hear my tale as well. I need more than just one person."
Is he coming to us or are we going to him?
He's wandering over to you, but he
Okay.
was talking to Bashar for a second there.
Okay.
As he gets
Fine.
closer, I'm going to do the whole, point to my eyes, point to his eyes, point to my eyes again.
Cadence is sneaking over there.
Okay.
To also listen.
Yep.
There's my stealth check.
Connell, are you keeping your distance, or are you?
Oh no! As the man approaches the group, Connell basically almost bolts up, stumbles from it, kind of works his way over, like, "Excuse me, pardon me," almost elbows his way in and says, "Sir, did you say Tullian?"
Yes.
Hold this, and I'm gonna hand Connell my goat.
Connell, what seems to be a very strange twist of fate, you are holding a small black goat with 4 eyes.
And then I'm just gonna start casually going through my bag while I'm listening, but I'm just wanted somebody to hold my goat.
Oh,
And
good.
he looked like somebody I could bully into it, so I'm doing that.
And the only reason I got out of this is because I lack hands.
Yeah.
I'm
Cadence,
worried you might eat my goat, so.
You are able to basically get near the group without being noticed. Blending in at the edges of
You can still
the
keep
crowd.
talking, Connell, it's just now you're holding my goat.
Meh.
Connell is now very preoccupied with this four-eyed goat in his hands, staring at it rather uncomfortably.
Yes, I found. I stumbled upon a Turian temple. At least I assume it was a temple. I was not able to go inside, but outside, and he actually holds up what looks to be a large coin of a very, very bright shining metal, tarnished a bit, but seemingly far clearer than it should be for something that should belong to an ancient empire. And he holds it up as if to show you all the markings on it, which let's get a history roll from all of you. Sariana and actually, Connell, you will be able to do this normally. Sariana, let's do this at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't good.
Oh,
Oh,
Now, those are two very different rolls.
Yeah.
yeah.
Critical fail, critical success.
4, 5, 6. I need
truly
2 more.
highlighting the advantage to disadvantage ratio.
Need one from Trill and one from. Oh, God, 8 players is so
rolled.
hard to track.
I rolled.
Yeah, Trill's
This-
the first one right
Oh.
after
The real problem is
Oh,
a lot
yes.
of our icons are very dark.
Trill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
should be 8
7, 8. That's everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Tynan and Koskin. Well, you don't have the greatest familiarity with these things. You've either seen wares being displayed by proud owners, or maybe heard tell of them. But yeah, that does seem to be a Tulian coin. It has the usual markings of their empire. It has a what seems to be a carved figurehead, you'd guess, of one of their rulers, and it looks legit.
So, Allie, have
Mhm.
I introduced myself into this group yet?
I think you've just been sort of staying on the edges. Listen to this, which you
Yeah,
are welcome
we-
to introduce yourself at any point.
The second that coin comes out and I identify it, I'm going into full kind of sleaze mode and just kind of moving up behind the guy who has the coin, just kind of draping my arms over his sides and just head to head, coming up on his back and just hanging off of him, just going, "So, where are we going?"
He suddenly seems very, very uncomfortable, and the rest of you can see him sort of like trying to shrink his body down and out of this grasp.
I'm gonna look up from my bag.
Sir, I do suggest that you do get off of his shoulder.
Oh, come now. He's got an interesting little trinket. There has to be
Yes.
more where that came from.
I can.
And I'm going to peel off of him. Just be like,
okay.
I didn't
And-
think this was that kind of a tavern.
And he well, he actually is very much that kind of tavern, but
You have been drinking.
And in fact, his first response is, "Please, please, it's a mission and no homo."
he straightens up a bit now that there isn't somebody hanging off of him. He goes, my name is Salmajid. I'm a trader. I was taking some wares from one of the northern settlements, crossing the desert, and a sandstorm picked up. I was separated from most of my pack, and I got very lost, very, very lost.
Would you be able to find your way again?
This is I think I could, yes. Just by the location of the tempest to where I found myself, which most of you would be familiar with the tempest, which is in the center of this continent is a gigantic, unending, whirling sandstorm that seems to be stuck in location and has been there for as long as most people can remember.
You traveled through the tempest to find this?
No, not through the tempest, but I found myself near it. When the sandstorm cleared, I found myself in an oasis, one I had not heard of before, nor had ever seen.
Oh, that is already very interesting information.
Yes.
Perhaps
I mean,
we should adjourn to a more private place to discuss this, she says, looking around the tavern. How many of you
he actually
are
nods.
privy to this? I kind of make a gesture with my closed parasol.
I will be interested to go forth and to see what needs to be uncovered or dispatched. I'm not much use sitting in a tavern without any coin. Eyeing the gentleman.
Caden's just gonna pipe up in undercommon. I will.
Oh yes,
come
of
along
course.
also.
In common, I will again say it. So, because I am educated. I am educated in these
Two
ways.
cats.
I am a tabaxi, not a
All
cat.
right, let us. We should go into a quiet place then. You
it's a-
boy carrying my goat, come with.
Connell's gonna look up from the goat, which he has still been staring at this entire time. He's gonna ask the person, "This is your creature, yeah?
That is
It is a goat.
Buck. You'll be nice to Buck.
Could you please receive your goat back from me, please?"
Really?
Yes.
Really? That's what you named it?
That's a say.
I
think
named
so.
it Buck.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Really? That's what you named it?
I named it Buck.
When you talk about going into a more private location, you see him. This trader. He sort of runs over to the bar and has a few quick short words with the Durgar, who basically gestures to a back room. You notice tavern actually has a few of these for more private affairs. Quote private affairs. And the trader quickly sort of motions you all to follow him through.
Connell's going to quickly follow behind after forcefully pushing the goat back into Trehill's hand.
Chilla's going to happily take her goat back and pet it. Oh, what's the bad little staple boy mean to you?
Ah. Okay, everyone follows him through.
Yep.
He's-
Is
I'll
Caden
probably
stealthing
stumble
through?
behind everyone.
No, people know he's here now, so why is he gonna
Trill
stop?
is
Oh,
acting
you
as an
did.
officiator, so she will hold the door until she's sure that everybody is going in, and then she will close it.
Sariana, as you wander towards the room, passing a few tables on your way, one of them, a drow couple, they sort of lean down, and you can hear one of them going, "Kitty, kitty," and rubbing their fingers together as if beckoning you.
She sighs and says, "The Tabaxi don't appreciate being called Kitty." Walks
Tabaxi,
on
what is
through.
wrong with it? You hear as you walk off. And you will find yourselves in a very, very plush and lovely decorated room. Linen sheets sort of hanging around a four-posted bed, pillows scattered about everywhere. Clearly not the... This meeting's clearly not what this room's supposed to be used for, but it's a handy spot nonetheless. And as you all take your spots, the trader sort of looks around at you all and goes, I believe I can find my way back to this oasis. There was a temple there, and amongst the minor rubble outside, I found a pile of these. Unfortunately, I was only able to grab one before I was chased away by a great beast.
What was this beast?
It's I do not know how to describe it. It was nothing I have ever seen.
I
It
usually
towered
find
above me.
that starting with words helps.
Yes,
Ooh.
but it was in the foliage. You see,
Ah, so you did
Is
not
it-
actually see it.
I saw
What
I saw
did you
it,
see?
the movement in the trees. I saw the general shape of it, but I did not see the details of it.
Was it as big as this room or smaller?
It was bigger than this room.
Hmm.
What
That would be
noises
better.
did
This
it
is
make?
very small.
Yeah, by the way, we've got 9 people shoved in here. How
Yeah.
close quarters
And
are
I've got a
we?
goat.
It's a decently sized room, but yes, you are all within at least a foot of each other. So
Cadence is going to keep his claws close to his pouch with the egg in it.
There's nothing in mine.
I fled, and I wish I could have explored the temple, but the temple looked very, very good condition. It looked unbreached. It looked. I swear there must be things of worth in there.
Perhaps the sands have shifted around and have uncovered it.
Ah,
Though the explanation of the oasis does kind of make that a moot point.
so I do not understand how it has laid there for so long without being found, but I would like to go back there, but I fear for myself if I do. I
Nice.
nearly died just coming back from it.
Well, I'll say on my regard, if you want to go back and you're willing to pay for it, I can
I
offer you some protection in that matter.
I
The
am willing
others,
to share the treasure with you, and frankly, even if we do not find it, I have some small coin, and if we are able to find my caravan, I can pay you more.
bonus.
Honestly, it sounds like the most interesting thing I've had to do for months.
Interesting. This could be the discovery of several lifetimes.
Oh, look at them. It's got so much hope.
Are you all capable of holding off whatever might try and
Barakira
impede
and
us?
I are recently back from the desert. We were traveling as protection for a caravan. We are trained. We have done many, many different missions. I do not know about the rest.
I know my way around weapons.
I am a paladin, but I have provided some guardianship to caravans going through the deserts at times.
I'm going to say derogatorily in Undercommon. paladin. Is that what they're calling themselves these days?
Yes,
That's-
usually.
There is a. Oh, she doesn't really have eyebrows. There is a cock of the head over to you, Trill.
What about you, the strange cat thing?
I am a strange cat thing.
You
mean-
have claws and
In fairness, it is like a 500-pound animal. It's pretty big.
Yes, I have to ask: are you someone's familiar, or what does?
I am familiar with many people. However, that's not my main occupation. I am an investigator from whatever land it is he's from. Here on official leave, I'm taking some time off to find myself in need of another job. Also, she wanted to do an inside check while he was talking, just to see if his head is up his ass or not.
go for it.
Which there's my role. It's good
You
stuff.
can't tell. Which
He is
anyone else is
entirely
welcome to
telling
try
the
and
truth.
check if you want.
Yeah,
It's very reasonable to doubt somebody with a story like this.
Her primary concern is less the temple because she doesn't know the history, and more his comments on where the caravan was lost, because that sounds like somebody's property that's missing.
Haddan, are you playing with plastic?
Oh yeah.
Let's
Kill
see.
you. She is not about it.
Firakia, Tanan, Cadence, and that's it. You are able to see that this man honestly believes what he's saying. It seems he's very truthful about losing his caravan, and very truthful about he found this oasis and this temple, and he is very eager to get back there and, well, hopefully get rich. The rest of you, yeah.
Oh, I didn't roll for
I
Connell.
looked-
Connell
I
believes
looked-
this man no matter what.
I looked at
Oh.
Theodokir and I go, "Do you fancy it?"
So,
Sound like
out of comment here. This aura of conquest is constantly emanating from me. So how is that described, Allie?
Let me take a look. See.
I can pop it up here.
I mean,
Menacing
you're just
aura.
generally an imposing figure.
Okay. So she's just kind of leaning back in one of these cushion things, arms folded beneath her chest, which is not existent because she's a lizard.
So the least imposing you can possibly look, and yet
But
somehow
it-
being
it's-
imposing.
It's in her eyes.
The light, the heat.
Yeah.
Ha.
Ow.
Well,
Thanks, Mr. Gabriel.
in that case, are you all willing to come?
I have to gather my things, but I will be. Yes.
I am
Conveniently,
willing.
my things are already gathered.
I am willing to assist.
Yes,
in
yes,
that-
of course.
In that
I'm
case,
a little excitable.
Bad in this room.
I shall gather us some mounts, and I will pay for the supplies. Yes.
I do not need a mount.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
No mounts for me. I do not need one. Thank you.
You do not need one. Oh, okay. What about the rest of you?
I have my own camp at the edge of town.
If you're providing, I will humbly take.
I have issues with brains.
And again,
have
in
a
undercommon,
saddle.
there is the derisive humbly take.
I have a pack animal, but I can always take a riding animal. So
I'll accept the services of a mount.
Okay. Well, if you'll need time to gather your things, we will meet at the edge of town in an hour.
An hour it will be.
Uh,
Shara will go ahead and just stand up and get stuff ready.
the northern road.
I know the one.
Okay.
And he will bow to you all, and then quickly hurry out, seemingly very excited to actually get this underway.
I measuring out how much coin I have left and looking pathetic here. What do you think? Enough for one good quick roll in the upstairs, or should I save it?
I think you should be good for it.
Alright, I'm going to go find a good boy then.
Yes, you're able to find many good boy of various tastes.
Yes, she's going to go partake in the
The
dine of the
whores.
flesh for a bit.
So Tara is just kind of like lean sideways to the drunkard, who is now apparently her best friend just by virtue of being the most approachable. And later, I kind of thought the good boy was the one with her. No? All right. Maybe the go?
Thank you. Will actually turn his head as you're saying this. Go. I happen to be the best in the room, but I am also the one who's often it.
Sorry, I
And,
thought I was whispering.
Turn other. You probably were, and that's the scary part.
Oh,
We were also in a very small room where we were all tightly clubbed.
She's still getting used to her mouth. It's new.
Yeah. Eyebrow wagging. Okay, so you go have your fun. The others gather up what supplies you need or what duties you need to attend to. And soon enough, you do find yourselves on the edge of town. You can see the trader waiting with a few camels for those that do not have their own mounts. And a couple of extras that just seem to be loaded up with supplies.
After she passes the person who gave her the additional meat sticks, she's just going to give this, wink. I'm off on a secret mission.
Well, good. Do not die.
I will attempt not to. Thanks for everything you've done for me, Jim.
Bring me coin when you return.
I will return.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And he goes back to his business. And soon enough, you find yourself setting out into the desert. It's fairly comfortable traveling at first. There's roads here that are well not paved or at least well trodden, and it's easy going.
I'd like to believe that her general attitude is kind of like Aang when he revisited the Fire Nation. Like most of her education about this area is based on books and stuff she's heard from travelers. It's not current.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hotmen and various other slangs that have been out of date for some time.
When we get to the road, I will take I should have described, I have a broom strapped to my back. I take that out, set it so it levitates in the air, sit on it, and then take my parasol out, holding Bucky in my arms as we glide forward through the air.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Let's see.
For the note of that, now with all her armor on, Beshara, her armor is kind of a blackened hue with a lot of dents and gashes in it.
Oh, it's gonna be miserable in the sun.
She's comfortable in it, but she does have her large helm off, and it's tucked in underneath her shoulder, underneath her arm. Very large sword being held in her hand as she approaches.
Okay. Let's see. Sariana and Connell. I can say that name. Connell. Yeah, I can say it. Totes. You are perhaps the Sariana. Connell is probably the easiest one to communicate, because it's a very familiar tongue. There's actually quite a bit of trade between Noran and your nation, which we're going to call Celtica in the meantime, because Addy hasn't come up with a name for it.
Fair.
So while the accent is heavy and thick, you can understand him.
Oh, real quick before we leave, because I forgot to do this when we're heading out there. What is the going rate for a purchase of a spell? Like, are there wizards I can buy a spell from?
You'd have to do some rolls to actually find one, and the prices can be random.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess I won't worry about it. Never mind.
Yeah. Yes. For the sake of brevity, we're going to avoid that. That's takes a while. We are so your journey goes on. the days start to pass as you go deeper and deeper into the desert. The road starts to fade away as you turn off into the actual sandy dunes themselves. And it's a little uncomfortable going. You try to travel when it's least hot. This does mean going through the cold nights, very cold nights, in fact. Thankfully, torches that he has supplied provide some small warmth. And he has tents to help try and camp during the day. A lot of water is drunk. I hope everybody has rations, but if not, don't worry, the DM will be kind and they will be supplied.
I have rations.
Yes.
I have
less
rations.
but I gave one to the cat.
A few days into the journey, you can see he's keeping a weary eye out. He's been a trader long enough to at least know how to keep a lookout on his surroundings, which makes him being caught off guard by a freaking sandstorm rather odd. But he seems to be appearing about, and he actually sort of holds up a hand as if to call a halt. Torches, lower your torches.
Inspecting company.
torch.
And he's going to hop off the camel and nod at you, Bishra. Do any of you have a good sight in the dark?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yep.
Well, over there, and he's going to move to the top of a dune, and he gestures into the distance.
I'm gonna fly up on the broom while everybody
Yep.
else does whatever they do.
And all of you who head on up, you can see pinpoints of light in the distance, seemingly in a bit of a crowding, and all of you can roll me perception checks that can see in the dark.
I can see far in the
Nope.
No,
Hey,
Wow.
Character who's
This character-
shit.
this character has sucky dice.
I have double
Okay.
sight, bitches.
Right, so we'll start with the lowest that succeed. Trill and cadence. Indeed, you can see what looks to be both torchlight and campfire off in the distance. It seems, just judging by the flickering of shadows and such, you can make out the fake shape of ruins, walls half crumbled, archways where torchlight is shining through, and you can see figures moving about. Sariana, you can actually make out the details of these figures. They're hunched forms and furred bodies. It's gnolls. But Sariana is dead.
Sorry, Anna has died.
I pressed the wrong button.
Ah.
She will mention as such to the people who are next to her. It looks like gnolls. Are they? How are they around here? Most of the gnolls I've dealt with aren't terribly friendly.
Gnolls, most of you from here will know that gnolls can vary. There is a bit of a reputation of being, well, the equivalent of highwaymen, essentially. They are opportunistic. They will ambush caravans if they think they can. But there's also a little bit of trade with some of the larger gnoll encampments, so it's always hard to tell whether they're going to be friendly or not. But out here, hidden away in the ruins, probably not friendly.
Probably.
We should be wary of them. Do we wish to
Yes.
confront them or avoid them?
Can we go around? Should look over to the guy who's leading it.
He sort of glances over and goes, perhaps we will have to give them a wide berth and keep the torches off.
Are
They
they in
have
the way
eyes.
of our objective?
They are in the path I would wish to take, but we could navigate around.
How much of a delay?
If you want to keep a safe distance, perhaps a day's travel.
Why not just pass through them?
It sounds like it could be fun.
Yes, and I am interested in seeing what all of you can do, for one.
Allie,
Maddie?
How far are these knolls?
They are quite a distance off right now.
Okay.
We were just very overseer outskirting
Yeah.
them.
How many did you say there were?
You can't actually get an exact count. You spot at least 5 individuals, but it's a little hard to tell if that's all there is.
It's a lot of
And
distance.
could I see more or less what they were wearing? Is it like robes or is it?
They seem to be wearing clobbered together gear. You see some straps of leather. You see some minor plates.
She'll look over and say, if a few of us scout ahead, we might be able to just intimidate them off the trail. We seem to match them for numbers, and we're better equipped.
Beshara would take her big helm and slip it onto her head, and then the bloom of red eyes comes out. That can be easily arranged. Oh, it's also kind of muffled.
I look over to Kira. Kira, my dear,
Yes.
would you like to go play with the rest?
Oh, and he will hold up a hand, and a large, jagged spear appears in his hand. And
I
just
think
swing it
me
down at
and
the ready.
Bucky will sit this one out. I'll watch.
Very
I like to
well.
watch.
Well, if the mood strikes you, feel free.
Well, if we're doing that, and Baxi holds up an arm and a tower shield appears over it.
Okay, if you're all sure of this.
Do not
Remember,
worry.
the idea here is to try to get them to back down, she reiterates.
Do not
We don't
worry.
necessarily need to trade a pack of lives for one day's travel. They might just back off if they know they can't win.
It will likely take a show of force to make them back down, but yes, murder may not be necessary.
Beshara will stand up, take her big great sword, sling it over her back, and begin walking down the dune.
I'm going to stay close to Sal Majid because I figure I'll let the rest do the front run.
You're gonna stay back and help
I'll
guard
bodyguard.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll bodyguard.
I will try to stalk around the flank in the dark, since I can see there.
Okay,
And try to make sure they don't have any outriders.
So, who wants to approach sneakily, and who's just marching over?
I'm going to try and approach sneakily because I'm staying behind just about everyone.
Big conquering paladin here.
Bed. Cadence will try to sneak.
Okay.
I will walk up the front.
Alright, and you're keeping your torches off and such?
What torches?
Yep.
I don't do
Alright.
torches.
Those that are sneaking, give me stealth rolls with advantage. Okay, very nice, very nice.
Jesus Christ, this group's just like ninja.
So, as the forward group has extinguished their torches, Connell is going to regrettably stay back with our dear friend and the goat.
I'm going to motion you forward with is it Bashira?
Beshara.
Bashira and I believe Thara Akira are both going to be approaching more openly because they aren't stealthing, so you should go with them.
As long as I can keep my torch up, I will head with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it cute? You still can't see in the dark.
Okay. Alright. So, center, the loud center group. You start approaching, and very, very soon you hear what sound like sort of yelping noises, shouted cries from amongst this camp. Would you like to put yourselves on the board up here, please? The loud group.
So when it becomes relevant, Ali, her primary goal was to make sure that they didn't have outriders waiting. So I'd like to perceive in the dark to see if
This is actually why these two dudes are going to be apparent on the board.
Okay.
You don't see any actual far out outriders, but you do notice a couple of figures crouched down. And Sev, you can put yourself anywhere along this side or the top side, top and bottom.
Sorry,
character
to,
sheet's
uh,
in the
As can
way.
the rest of the scouters.
So I didn't have it zoomed out which sides. Do
The top and bottom.
shot. Top of your body.
I just dragged my character sheet thing onto the board, correct?
Yeah, up into this corner.
Your name.
Up in the top right.
Take your name and drag
Yes.
it on.
There we go. Forward a bit more. So. Close row.
Seeing where the rest of the
Beshara will purposely step ahead of you.
Okay, let's go
He's
down there.
pointedly making
I-
it so you're right beside. You should
I'm-
probably be back here, Marcus.
actually,
Yes, Marcus, move back.
He's really not letting you get ahead.
Tynan and Koskin,
back here.
Yes.
do you need to throw yourselves on the board still?
I thought you had said only the people who were going ahead initially.
Oh, you rolled stealth. I thought you were part of the sneaking lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she
thought
said
you meant
sneaking
the
top or bottom.
Ah,
of the
okay.
map.
So the loud group is up here. The stealthers are able to approach from the sides.
All right. I'm gonna follow Cadence then. Sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Anywhere along the sides or just
Basically, don't go any further past where Sphere is on the top and bottom, but anywhere on the top and bottom, yes.
okay. Then I am going to go here.
Okay. Right. So, as you approach the little loud group, you hear a shout in very broken undercommon of "Stop right there!" in a loud, almost yapping tone. Do you stop?
Beshara will look to Thalakia and say, "What's the point in stopping if we know what we're trying to do here?" In Undercommon.
And Derek will look back, smile, and go, "Oh, because sometimes doing what they want will throw them off balance." And Derek will stop and then yell out, "Hello!
What brings you here?
We were hoping to pass through.
Directly through our camp.
I mean, general direction, but we felt given that if we went along the outskirts, you would probably get a little bit angry. We would approach you directly and ask."
Right, as you're talking, you do. This bit here is actually rather low down, sunken into the ground. The wall's a bit crumbled, so you can catch the sort of top of a figure stepping out, flanked by two others. You wish to pass by us? Well, perhaps you shall pay your way. Yes.
I think more so, you leave us be, we leave you be, if you catch.
And he lets out a couple of little yaps. Does anyone speak no?
Nope. Wrong character for that.
No.
Oh
No, sadly.
Right. Sariana, having got
Yes.
eyes on them, you can see the shapes over in this area, sort of keeping crouched down behind rubble, moving forward and aiming. What they call longbows towards the group.
Okay. Just a moment. Let me double check this item.
I feel like it's going to be the horn of silent alarm.
It could be.
Which stealthy group during all this you can move once if you so please.
Okay.
Okay.
Half movement.
She's kind of where she wants
Yeah.
to be, honestly. So I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, quick question. These walls that we're next to, how tall are they?
These outer ones pretty tall.
What about
they are full cover. At the edges here, they're going to be 3/3 cover. What they're behind, they are crouched behind them, but they would normally be about 3/3.
Oh, I was just wondering if
Three-quarters?
they could get
3/4,
on
yes.
top of the walls.
3/3, it's full cover. If you want to get up on top of it all, it'll be an athletics check,
Oh, not acrobatics?
not acrobatics. Ooh.
Acrobatics
is the
just
struggle
keeping
RD
balance,
faces
athletics
every
just climbing.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acrobatics, I am very generous in allowing at all, and I'm only allowing it when it's appropriate things to fall off and so on.
If you're climbing a sheer wall, it's going to be athletics.
Would this stuff be difficult terrain here, or is that just basically just...
No, you'd be able to cross over that.
Okay, so a single move.
Yep, half movement as you're in stealth.
I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay.
Where is my special thing as require action?
I'm sorry, kind travelers, but I think you should be paying us some coin coming so close to our dear home.
There goes, oh, there's nothing kind about it. You see, the options are we pass by or we kill everyone where they stand.
I'm knocking an arrow.
Okay.
I'm driving a Wapoon.
Well,
And
as everyone is prepared, there aren't going to be any sneaky attacks because everyone's prepared. Intimidation. Yep, you roll that.
let's try.
When he says that, can I start the divine divinity? This guy.
Unfortunately not, because I'm not allowing any pre-actions because everyone's prepared.
Okay.
What we're going to do is everyone's going to roll nits. I will bring up the
It's also
counter.
be bad because they're more than 30 feet.
Everyone, yeah, they're all way more than 30.
90 feet away.
Does it not persist, or is
No,
it just
as an action? You force each creature.
Yeah.
They become afraid of you if you hit them.
For a minute.
It's you channel. It does the action, then they get hit for a minute.
Yeah.
Not you continue with the aura for a minute.
Yeah.
It's not an aura. It's just a bang.
Yeah, that's the other one. The aura of conquest.
The people back at the caravan. If you pull your tokens on the board just so that you can roll your unit. Not that I'm totally going to throw something at you guys, but you know.
Yeah, keep rolling ones.
I don't.
Dear God.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think there's only one person back at the caravan. You wouldn't.
There's
dare
two.
to-
What the hell?
Oh.
How in the world do you?
Because he rolls 2 initiatives. One of them was
I see.
That is
low.
amazing.
The other one was normal.
That was very,
because
very
he rolls
strange.
advantage with it.
Yeah.
He
I
rolls advantage.
Staff of warning.
I thought you all were looking at Scout and his .2.
Right. Roll. Wait, that's not the. Right, ignore that roll. That was the wrong token.
That's my favorite movie.
Is it?
No.
Soul Hunter.
But why? Right, character sheet. There we go.
Top of the left one.
Ha! Then we do these dudes. They're going to be moving on 1 in it because it's quicker. Okay.
Just basic null. Regular null.
Yeah, this is not going to be a hard fight at all.
No, unless the void puppies show up.
Okay, so the moment you let out your threat, yeah, you're gonna get some cover. Right. Okay. Rachel, a couple of arrows are leashed out at you.
Okay.
They arc through the air. And first one.
Ting.
Yep. You're gonna have like +2 AC as well.
Oh well, yeah.
Second
you're
one.
shooting 20. Ting.
Yep. Next one.
Ting.
There's not even
Ting.
tings. He's not even fucking landing near you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those aren't.
Yeah, you'll hear some arrows impacting into the sand near you guys. Oh no, where'd it go? There it is. Which then, Beishra.
Beishra will just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sword just slinged over her shoulder, still advancing. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She'll draw her sword out and lay a tip on the ground. Come and get it.
Okay. Cadence.
Cadence.
You did see these figures pop up to fire. These dudes.
Moving here.
Mhm.
And throwing a harpoon at this one.
Okay. That's definitely a hit.
Okay. They must make a strength check.
Okie dokie.
And of course, it didn't write it on there. Strength plus.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure they pass.
Yep, they do pass. But they will take 10 piercing.
points. Oh, very nice. Okay.
And because I still have a bonus action, I'm using the bonus action to pull the harpoon back.
Okay. You hear this gnoll let out a loud yelp as this harpoon jabs into their shoulder and then gets yanked back, bringing a chunk of their flesh with it. Alright. Scout.
Okay, so I can see a bunch of gnolls that are standing
Yes.
right next to each other. And
Yeah.
I have a clear line of sight.
Yep.
I am shooting at them. Give me
All right.
one
Which one are you
second.
shooting at?
I'm shooting at this one.
The big lead dude. Okay.
Yep. I am going to be shooting a bursting arrow.
Okay.
I am using my longbow, so I am overdrawing it. And that was
Ooh.
I am using luck. Roll that. So I need to roll that again.
Oh.
Still misses,
Yep.
but the arrow goes cruising by, and in that split second, there's just this whistle. Fuck!
Wow.
I'm
That-
sorry.
that arrow goes-
Toby, just so you stop seeing the one, set it to toggle advantage.
No,
No, I think it's
it was
because
set
he's
to
overdrawing.
It was set to
He's-
advantage. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, that's right. That way, at least if you miss, you don't have the other number there taunting you.
No,
That
it
is
was-
unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. So that arrow just goes whiffing off into the distance.
Yeah. All right. And you
I'm not
hear
done
a-
yet.
Oh.
Not done yet. I get 2 attacks per turn. And so I'm going to continue to try and shoot the guy in the front.
Mhm.
I'm still going to overdraw.
Okay. For the Null Lord, that is unfortunately not a hit.
Okay.
You see your arrow impact into a chain shirt and sort of just bounce off, splintering.
Okay, I'm done then.
Okay.
What a whopping failure that was.
All the archers fell.
Make sure to
It's
mark
fire
off
kid.
all those arrows.
I only spent 2 arrows in all of that.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Bursting shot.
Wow.
There was shot, a reroll, a redirect, and then a second attack.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to just walk up to here
Mhm.
and casually point a finger and snap. Spiritual weapon right beside the boss.
Okay, we're gonna grab you a random token.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
And
You just drag
Toby, I
his
don't-
token over there.
And also spending 2 sorcery points to quicken it.
Very nice. Your spiritual weapon is in fact a tent.
I was hoping for a goat.
I'm
Something
gonna
goat.
let you control it.
That's pretty intense.
Here you go.
Oh,
Save
oh,
changes.
It's a pop-up
And
tent.
since it automatically came out there, I believe it gets attacked the minute it comes out.
It
So
does,
does
yes.
15 hit him?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I guess 2.
What does your spiritual weapon actually look like?
A tent.
I think it would be a ethereal version of the same spear he wields normally. Actually, no, I know exactly what it is. It is a skull of a ram's head.
Okay, right. So this spiritual ram's head appears and basically, ram horns right into the dude, making him yelp as these horns pierce into his flesh.
We like goats, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell.
Looking at turn into a bonus action, I still can use a cantrip, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm following directly up with a miss.
Yep. You see some of the sand nearby this dude is basically frost over as it impacts.
Mhm.
All right. Cornell, Connell.
Mhm.
Ha. Perception check, please.
Oh,
Okay. Cool. All right, that's your turn. Right, Nolly Knowles.
Really? Wait, what?
He doesn't get his actual actions.
He's. Oh wait, Connell is with the group. Sorry, I thought he was
Yeah,
one of the
he's-
hang back still.
Yeah, no, he's
Uh,
up
no,
in the
I
upper
just-
right there.
I'm
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
the only person that hung back, I thought.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Connell, you go ahead.
Okay. Still not super used to this, but as long as the arrow says I can move within 30, that's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
These walls here, they're 3/4 cover.
Yep.
I can cast over that, right? Or is
Yes.
that?
You can cast over that.
I'm going to position Connell is going to position himself up against these walls, and I remember how to move.
Change over to the arrow. And
Yes.
There you go.
Going to attempt to cast a good old firebolt on one of these archers, specifically this one. How do I show which one that is?
Lefty or righty?
Right one.
Right one. Okay.
hold the thing.
Mouse button. Left mouse
Yeah.
button.
Left mouse.
Oh, you hold it. Okay.
Okay.
I guess
All right.
okay.
There you
Go
go.
ahead and give me a roll.
Oh God, how did the 3 warlocks get like the same color almost?
Very nice. That is a hit.
Change mine.
And I click on the name firebolt to roll damage.
Yep. Okay. Your firebolt impacts this gnoll, who suddenly catches a light and starts screaming horrifically, flailing about as it tries to put out his flames before collapsing behind the wall. He's dead.
Well then, I think that's a fine turn.
Yes. That is a very fine turn. Right. Any other actions?
Move and a spell. I think that's all.
Yeah. Okay. Right. This dude's going to scramble up a little bit higher. This dude is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come to play.
3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going. No, this will come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he will stay in position. Okay. First on you, Brescia. You are going to get a couple of attacks aimed at you. First, whoop. That's a hit.
Oof. Yeah, that is it.
Okay, 10 points of damage.
Is it a magical weapon?
Nope. So you have got a resistance thing.
Yep.
Okay, so half that, 5 points.
No, I have damage reduction, 3 points. So.
Okay. Not a resistance, damage reduction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heavy.
Yeah. Okay, and then the other dude will also Japanese spirit you.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a hit?
Yes.
Okay. Right. And
Nothing.
nada.
Nothing. She just kind of looks at it. It's like, oh. Good
Yeah.
try.
And you can hear them sort of yapping and chattering at each other, looking a little nervous once that second hit doesn't seem to do anything. And then, yeah, you're going to have three of these are going to loose bows at you as well.
Okay.
So 1,
Hit. Nothing.
Right. 2,
Nothing.
3.
Nothing.
Okay. And then the Null Pack Lord is going to go. He's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And he is then going to swing his glaive at you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He's going to swing his glaive at you, which actually means he could be back. 1. He's definitely
Yeah,
going to do
it's
that.
reach.
Yeah. All right, 18.
Hit.
All right, 10
All
damage.
right. 10 damage.
And the second swing, 2 damage. And then you see him yap at one of the gnolls beside you, who will then also use their reaction to rampage and do another attack on you. And
Nope.
miss. All right, Trill, a perception check from you, please.
Oh, yes, of course. I guess I'll put down my tea. Or I won't. I won't put down my tea. That's fine.
Lovely jubbly. Okay. All right, Sariana.
I keep unmuting myself to mute myself and muting myself to unmute myself.
Well done.
Nice.
It's good
Excellent.
stuff. Yeah, it's quality. I will bane the 3 that are closest to me.
Okay.
Charisma saves.
Basically these ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones
Okay.
that are on top of the other person.
Yeah. All right. I will
Love
roll
ya.
the no lords one, and this is a good save to target. All right. Fail. And
Perfect.
1, 2. Both fail. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, none of that's higher
Yeah.
than mine.
Yeah. Okay. So they are baned.
That is excellent for me. Thank you so much.
Can you post your bane spell code in?
Well, I don't have any. I'll copy it real quick. I didn't put the stuff into the thing. I'm looking at 5e tools instead.
Oh, you didn't drag it
Yeah.
from the compendium to your character sheet, so you get it the spell.
Here. It is here.
Okay.
D4 and subtract the number rolled from attack roll.
All right. Okay. Anything else?
Saving.
She's actually cool where she is. I think I'm out of the way at the moment,
It's
so
going to hang back. If
Yeah.
you move a little bit, you can then try to re-stealth as an action if you want
Oh,
to.
yeah, sure. I will actually try to get around the back end. So I will. Can I use my full move and still try to stealth?
You're no longer stealthed, so you can do your full move and then you basically try and stealth
Okay.
if you want to hide another turn.
10, 15, 20, 30.
But at that point, you also may go, not worth it, I'm just going to attack. But, it's an option.
She'll duck back over here beyond the wall.
All right. Tynan.
Yes. Sorry, I had to check to make sure I was unmuted. But all right. Can I just reconfirm
Mhm.
the terrain up in this area? If
Is-
I was say here, could I
Mhm.
see that area? Well?
You can't see behind here. You can, however, see the top here. You can see this gnoll figure peeking over it.
So I could see him if
Yes.
I was say not on this wall. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Is that good enough?
Yep, that's fine.
All right. Okay. In that case, I'm going to start unleashing Eldritch Blasts.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. Oof.
No, that's a miss, unfortunately.
Let me see.
And that's definitely a hit. Okay. Okay. I think that's all you get at this level, right?
Yeah, only 2.
Yeah, just 2.
God. Do you not have the charisma added to it?
No,
Ground clash.
I'm actually a sorcerer.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I just
Yeah, he's a
have
sorcerer, just has
Eldritch
a choice.
Blast.
Yeah, you see your bolt impact and you hear a distant yelp.
Spell Sniper is nice.
Yeah. All right. No hunter. He's going to go for the person that just incinerated his friend.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of cover for this, but he's going to aim his bow at you, Connell, and whoop, +2 AC to your AC. Does that hit?
I have 15 AC.
Okay, so that misses. All right, arrow lands beside you, and then that's a hit.
That's a
Ooh.
rude.
All right,
Ooh.
okay, that's 9 points of damage. Unless you have shield or something you want to throw up, I don't know. That's not going to help you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat that arrow.
Yep. Arrow goes straight into your shoulder,
Nom nom
Tastes all
nom nom.
bristly.
and he's going to stay put. Right, Beshra.
Beshara will turn to face the Knoll leader, just staring right at him. We'll first pop Conquering Presence.
As an action, you will see 68. Make a same throw. Okay. All right. let me do that. 1, 2.
And that's
4, 5,
all
6.
4 of these guys.
Yep. Right.
Nice.
Gonna roll the no lords first. Fail.
And they're -4
Okay.
on these saves.
Yeah.
Or minus
yeah,
D4, rather.
yeah, I'm gonna roll that if it
It
would match.
succeeds. Yeah.
All right. I will roll for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Fail. Okay, so roll D4. Okay, all fail.
Okay, so the guys around me, though.
0 movement, right?
Huh? Yeah, 0 movement
yep.
and 4 psychic damage at the
Okay.
start of their turns. And then her reaction is going to be raising her sword up, both hands on the hilt, staring down the No Lord, taking the parry defense.
Okay. All right. Cadence.
So I don't have the harpoon as a note. It's
Okay.
on a miss only. I can pull it back. So it's still out there. So instead, Cadence reaches back and pulls out his lance.
Okay.
Oh God!
5,
Oh God! I see where this is going.
6, and cat agility. Bink. Oh wait, no, I don't have to. Sorry, I'm stopping there. Because I'm a spear master, I'm
You're
lunging
gonna lunge. Yeah.
with reach. Lost the character sheet.
Don't do that.
That's
Save
the
it.
hit. Very nice. Okay. The spear lands dead center, and you see it flinch back.
Oh,
Still
actually,
standing.
Shit. Damn it. I forgot about green flame.
Oh,
I have green flame runes.
You wouldn't have been able to lunge though,
Yeah, I would have.
would you?
Yes. Spearmaster special.
Oh, is it automatic component?
You're if you take
It's
oh no,
an
it is
attack
an attack
action.
action. So yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one anyways.
That's Shield Master.
I hit. You Electric Spill doesn't use your reaction.
Yes, technically you would have been able to use it then.
So we will
Go
actually
for it. I'll let you do it.
Green flame. What?
Well, it was a hit. Wow. Okay, 1 point of damage. Green
There's a little-
flicker.
lightly tinged.
Yeah.
It-
Okay, so your turn.
yes, that is my turn.
Scout.
Okay. So all these walls are fairly low.
No, they're not super low, but these are aiming over them to actually make shots, which is why they're on display.
Okay. So what kind of cover do they count as before?
2/3.
2/3. Checking.
Also, it depends which target you're going for.
Do you mean 3/4? Because I think it's 3/4 and half.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Cool.
More than half, less than half.
I still kind of want this group, but I'm shooting at this guy because he has a different token.
Okay.
It's like that reasoning.
Yeah,
I'm
it
shooting
is.
at that
I
guy
just-
because he talked.
I just start using different tokens for
Okay.
everybody.
Are you measuring from me?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay. So
Yeah.
and so 3/4 cover.
Yep.
Okay, I ignore it.
Yep.
I am going to overdraw my bow again.
Okay, that is a hit. Finally.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
Lovely. Jubbly. Okay, that sinks deep into straight through his armor, straight into the flesh.
And I'm going to call it now because Blackie did point this out to me. I can call my magic arrows after they hit.
When they hit, you can call.
I am preventing him from going anywhere.
He's
I am-
already not going anywhere.
He's dead.
Well, he's at 0 movement right now for the next minute foreseeably.
Oh, well then forget that. If it will post it, I'm bursting arrow at this guy.
Okay. Okay, roll it.
Will that hit Marcus's character since it's all creatures within 10 feet?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't know each other that well. Actually, I don't know if we've introduced ourselves to each
Not
other.
really.
No, we haven't.
There was
Okay.
3 days of montage though. I
Yes.
assume there was some discussion that took place.
Right. -7 damage to you, Mark, as well.
No. 3 or 4.
Really? You can all
That
force
is
as well?
force damage.
Oh, it's force.
Yeah, it's force.
Yes, your armor will not prevent that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
already.
you've got the armor thing. It's a bludge pierce.
Yeah, it's the mundane
10
stuff.
feet.
Never mind.
Okay. Never mind. I made a mistake on that. Okay. Well, I'm not going to call it back, but okay. So,
you got a
next
second
shot.
attack?
Still at the Lord.
Yep. Right, hit. And the arrow this time goes straight through his skull, and you see the body shake in a sort of death spasm and then collapse. All right. Everyone else, the moment the Lord goes down, you suddenly see these gnolls look a hell of a lot more reluctant to continue fighting. Their weapons drop a little bit, still trying to keep defensive, and you can see them starting to cower. All right, Fyricare.
Tharkir will basically saunter up to here, looking at all and just go, well, I did one. And since I have the same thing Blackie does, I'm going to lie.
Okay. Right. Yeah, that's a hit. All right. Okay. He's dead.
And
Okay.
he gets to hit the second one.
Yep.
And
7 points of damage to the next one.
No, that's fire on the first one.
Yep. Roll
And then-
your D8 for the second one.
Yeah.
It's
D8
D8
plus
plus 5
5.
for the second one, so it's even worse. Jeez.
7 more.
7.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and bonus action, the spiritual weapon is going to clobber the dude it is still beside.
Okay.
Or miss.
That one misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
As this one dies in horrible, flamey, sword stabby death. You see the one right in front of Brashir suddenly lower itself and goes, no, please, we mercy. And Connell.
Other quick thing, I'm activating Flames of Felagos and becoming wreaked in flame
Okay.
as well, so he's looking very terrifying now.
Was that a reaction or something?
It's when I cast a spell with this fire damage, I can just cause the flames
Nice.
to wreath.
So
Okay.
we have an archer who has hit Connell. Gonna try firebolt.
Okay, that hits.
That's a nice firebolt.
That's
Oh,
15.
Nice fire.
That one also incinerates and dies.
End of the turn. Nothing more to do.
Okay. You can hear the gnolls yapping frantically, and they start going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Have you seen Knowles run
1,
away
2,
before?
3, 4, 5, 6.
No, because the only knoll
1,
we've
2,
directly
3,
dealt
4,
with
5, 6.
never ran away.
And this one is going to take a disengage action and
Yeah.
not move anywhere.
Yeah, he can't go anywhere.
He's still going to just continue groveling and begging for mercy. Right. Trill. Well, fuck.
What a nice
you
cozy thing we're doing here at camp.
give me another perception check.
Oh, I'm just watching the fireworks over the dunes
Uh-huh.
right now, because that's mostly
Uh-huh.
what I'm seeing.
Yeah, perception check, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you hear panicked yelping from the distance and such, and you can hear the distant cries of mercy, the gnoll that was sneaking up on you stops, and you notice him as he stops.
Yeah.
And you can see him looking back towards his camp. He's holding a dagger. It looks like he was trying to sneak up on you. And then he glances back over at you, and he slowly puts his hands up. I leave?
I make a cute little beckoning gesture.
You hear a whimper
Here, puppy.
as he slowly approaches you.
I'm going to give him 2 of my rations, pat him on the side of the face,
Wait, those are my rations.
and then tell him very softly in Undercommon, run.
Thank you, mistress. Thank you. And he takes off running.
Then I'm gonna look down at Bucky and go, "Do you think they'll catch him?"
Bah.
Ah,
And you get flashes of horrifying death in your mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know what team
Sariana.
Bucky's on right now.
What kind of wall am I looking at here?
You are looking at a wall that is very much crumbling and has been basically these hex mark areas is where it's collapsed.
What do I need to get up to the top of them or over them?
For this area, nothing but it will count as difficult terrain.
Alright. I will. So is that like half move? How tall are they?
Yeah, it's basically half move. Just for those squares.
Okay. Well,
Each square counts as 2.
Okay. So they're not tall. They're just rough.
Yes, just rough.
Okay. So then I can cruise over to the other side here. These guys all look like they're running away.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else over here looks pretty dead except for this dude, right?
Who's
Yeah.
screaming for mercy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
big
Well, the mercy
towering
thing-
metal.
I can't really
Lizard
help
folk.
too much with because they kind of. I assume she's going off ye olden time rule, whereas if you lifted the sword, you're in it to the end. So I'm not gonna try to yell at him to disengage. But if these guys are fleeing, I will use one charge of my harm of silent alarm
Mhm.
on the one in the back to make it sound like the cavalry has arrived, so that they keep hauling ass.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There is a clear look of panic and fear on their faces now, increased.
One of them just
and-
falls over dead due to fear.
I'll chill. Hang on, I might be able to give that to more than one person. But yeah, that's basically all I do. Is I try to make more noise, like our reinforcements just arrived and they need to keep running.
Yeah. Okay. Tynan.
I like to think that when you go to
Alright.
do that, you have to shake your horn out because you have to like drag it along the sand.
Pretty much, I gotta pull it around.
Let's check really quick. I'm gonna waltz up to almost at cadence, and I'm gonna fire some last Eldritch blasts at first this guy, and then
Okay.
this guy.
All right. Roll it.
So
All right, that is a miss. But it impacts the ground behind its feet and makes it yelp and jump.
excellent, and the next guy
And
would
it's
be
exactly the same.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So these dudes are running. Is anyone going to chase the fleeing ones down?
Not I.
Don't plan on it.
Okay.
I have my phone.
All right. In that case, they are going to disengage from the combat, and we are going to go out of a round because, frankly, you have a cowering prisoner that cannot move. So yes, Beshar and Firake, you're near. Yeah, you can see the snow is kneeling down. It's let go of its weapon, and it is just got its head sunk low against the sand. And it's got just, mercy, please, mercy.
Beshara is going to look over her shoulder. So should we add to it? Really? Well, was he the one that drew blood? Was he, Ali?
Yeah, sure.
He did. All right. If he survived this little knoll, he may be pack leader. She's going to take her bastard sword two-handed.
That's a hit.
Okay. And we'll just dump a little bit more.
Okay, and you basically take that and you cut him down.
We've been happy.
Oh, shame. Well, now he's with all of you. Wipes the sword off her glaive.
Okay, all right, and we are out of combat.
Dang, I was hoping to be more vicious, but oh well.
And Thalkir, Bashir was not talking.
You can hear the sound of Noel's running off in the distance, those yips and yaps carrying off into the desert night. Great speed.
Tynan? Is that pronounced right?
Yes.
Tynan just sees Cadence hold his spear up and it burst into flames again to clean off the blood.
Effective.
It is. I'm just gonna put the lance back. Shield, which looks like a large shell, disappears off of his arm.
Right. Back up at the camels and such. Drill, the trader, looks over at you and goes, I think they have cleared the camp.
Yes, I think they have. You would do me a kindness. We do not
That's just-
speak of the stray.
Certainly, mistress. Let us move on down then. And he'll actually sort of gather up the reins of the mounts that are left behind, and he'll start leading them along.
I'll actually grab a couple of them as well, but I'll
Yeah.
just ride along on the broom with
Yeah.
Bucky.
You then press D up into the air with a shower of sparks,
All clear.
hoping it's so that they figure out that it's a signal that we cleared.
Yeah. One of those distant yelps sounds vaguely more panicked for a moment. And soon enough, the trader and Trill join you down in these ruins.
Oh, quite a mess.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Before we actually go into them,
Mhm.
Connell's got an arrow in him. Can he just got 12 potions of healing? He's gonna have one of them.
Actually, was gonna say when you're done,
Right,
when they go, there will actually come over and go, oh dear, you are quite a... And he'll calmly yank the arrow out, and while he's doing so, he is going to actually cure wounds.
Connell's going to scream and then be interrupted by the scream, or interrupted by the cure wounds. Like,
There we go, you're much better.
Ooh.
Icy hot.
could be worse, but thank you.
Right. Anyone that wishes to explore the camp, you'll easily find some stuff. You'll find a fire pit that has some roasted meats on it. Seems to be some desert lizards on skewers. There is the remnants of what looks like an arm. Hard to tell what species. You also find a few boxes. There's some basically shattered plates and such in one. And there's some nice furs in another. And then there are basically just a bunch of water jugs in a third.
This is outside the ruins, correct?
But it's inside these ruins.
Oh, yeah, okay. We're not worse. We're just above them, the underneath.
Yeah, Cadence is going to grab one of the water jugs and pour it out while casting shape water.
Mhm.
He's going to shape into a ball and freeze it.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
He's going to play with the ice ball.
I'm collecting arrows.
Okay. Get back half your arrows.
I am picking up my Wapoon also. After.
And yep. You all
Well,
basically. Yes,
will
Harry.
take water for myself, and also will consume whatever the most delicious looking one is there.
Yeah, there is a very
So
nice
the arm.
She's gonna chew on that. Says, you know, there could have been worse. That was pretty good.
Connell wants to just check over those broken plates, make sure they're not like the thing we're looking for from this.
No, they seem to be very, very common wares.
Not
satisfied.
not your caravan, I take it. Dear Tyr?
No, none of this is mine. And this stuff, it's worthless. I imagine they've already sold off whatever value they got from the last haul.
But there was water. Water is always important.
Yes, we'll take the water. Perhaps the furs will be of some use.
Frankly, I was happy it was Knowles. You get human bandits, they dig away, they run off, they forget what it's like to get beaten, they come back, they try again, you just deal with them for days until they're all dead. Knowles, they just, they decide they're not worth it anymore. They leave.
Yes, I doubt we will have any more trouble from them.
Out of curiosity, would me or Trill recognize any of this as being stuff from the last caravan we were supposed to guard that got robbed?
Yep.
Here
I'll just
goes
let you have that.
the-
Yes.
I'll just kind of look
kicks
over
one of the
at
boxes.
Trill, like, we'll both kind of like raise our eyebrows slightly, like, really?
Can
There were-
I
Yeah.
can I actually be
Also,
eating the pet lizard of one of the nobles that was being tripped, in
Yeah,
the
sure.
caravan?
Oh,
It's a good thing we
Alfie.
never hired the people who were supposed to be protecting whoever this is from.
I'm gonna unfreeze the water randomly, turn it blue and red.
Alright,
Catch
so
plate of
you'll
water.
gather up whatever you want of equity value from here, and you make camp here for the night because it's a good spot. And then in the next day, you continue your travels, and you're at it for about another week, going past dunes and endless brown sand. It's rough and coarse, and it
Oh,
gets
it's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So proud.
And throughout this time, you can see distant mountains and the raging tempest getting closer and closer. It's about 8 days after your little encounter on the Knolls that midway through your travels, the air seems to almost thicken with particulate, and suddenly having to squint a bit as sand starts to get into your eyes
Oh, and everywhere else.
and everywhere else.
Really
Of
does get
course.
everywhere.
And that starts to get more and more intense.
I did need my armor polished, but this is getting a bit much.
Dear Samahid, is this what you experienced last time?
This is very familiar, yes.
I find it uncomfortable. And I'm going to take one of my wrappings and use it to wrap about my head and face, because I'm sure we need to cover our mouths at this point and our
Yeah.
noses.
Derek just very calmly ties one of his things around his face.
Yep. So it's actually going to basically bring up the scarf that's been around his neck over his own face. Does anyone here not have some form of covering?
As her helmet.
Helmet's not actually going to help that much.
I'm debating making a bubble of water over my head.
I'm
She
putting a
will- she will
bandana
take-
on.
She'll take off her helmet. She does have rags and scarves, so she'll do that.
Yeah, I've got a second set of clothes and stuff too. So
Yeah.
And what about you, Sari?
I have a necklace of adaptation. Can breathe normally in any
Nice.
environment.
Very nice. Okay. So you're not actually having any trouble with this stand getting into your lungs, stinging your eyes a bit. But soon, this keeps increasing, and it's getting hard to hear your fellows. This isn't just a sandstorm. This seems to be a raging wind blowing sand around. Your visibility is dropping rapidly,
I take it none of you are druids.
and you can't quite hear Bayshar.
I am basically going to tie a bit of rope about myself, hand it to Therakir, because I'm assuming assuming me and Therakir are very close to each other, and I'm going to motion for him to tie it about, and then point back at everybody, at whoever's either in front or back of us, wherever we are in the line, of tie up kind of thing.
Yeah. Ferakir, you can see Tadan a little bit close to you. The rest seem to have vanished into the storm.
How fast would you say the wind is?
Enough that it's really starting to sting your skin.
Is it consistent in direction?
It's very consistent in direction. Yes.
Okay. Who is near me? So we're all trying to stay close to each other.
You can see, you can make out Cadence, and you can sort of make out the shadowed forms of a few others a little past Cadence.
She will. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. First, I'll try to yell. I'll yell for folks to get close to me.
Perception checks from everybody at disadvantage.
I roll 12.
Okay. Trill's the only one that hears you.
Okay.
And
Twelve.
can make out and can make it. Oh, you rolled a 12.
Yeah, I said I rolled
Okay.
12.
You can all hear yelling, sort of muffled, but you can't make out the direction.
Having seen that nobody is really coming my way, I will then use the whisper cantrip to try that.
Whisper
To
cantrip?
talk to them? Yeah, I'll grab it here really quick.
Message?
Yes, that one, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you need line of sight for that?
Point your finger toward a creature with range and whisper message. They hear the message and can reply with a whisper.
You can
Is
see the
all
fake
that
outlines
says.
enough. Yes.
Okay.
You can read it.
So I will point to those people that I can see and say, "Get close to me," and then she will cast Warding Wind and see if it helps in counter direction to the wind blowing toward us.
Okay. So because you might not be able to see everybody, but you've all got at least one person in sight. You're able to get yourselves huddled up around Sariana, and this, while it doesn't help with the overall visibility, it does basically help your immediate surroundings. The sand and wind is no longer lashing at you aggressively, and you basically have a little shield with which to move through the storm. Notably, you've lost sight of the mounts and of your friendly trader.
That is only a 10-foot radius. Can we all fit in that?
Yes.
I was
10 feet radius is actually a really sizable space
Okay.
if you're out of combat.
Okay.
It's the same size as the Omen's tiny hut, which holds 9 people. So I figured we'd be okay.
So I guess the question is, those of us who had our own, probably keeping lines on those. Do we still have ours?
Yep, you've got your own mounts. You've just
Yeah, I don't have a mount. I have a pack animal. I have a proper saddle. I have a camel with a pack saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
this is helpful.
what I would like, are you going to huddle down, or are you going to continue trying to move?
It sticks with me, so if it's working, I'm gonna keep trying to push in the direction we thought we were going.
Mhm.
And she won't go too quick to try to get people to stick around.
Okay.
I'll use my orb of direction.
In that
Oh,
case,
well,
very nice. Okay. We're going to do group success chance. So I would like all of you to make a survival roll. Sariana and Cadence, you can do so with advantage.
Cool.
Nice.
And there goes the storm.
And we need one more.
It's me. Sorry.
From-
I'm glad I had
Sure.
advantage on that.
Very
Hey, wow,
nice.
3 crits.
Wait, was
Okay.
that just a roll at disadvantage? Or was I...
No,
okay.
Standard.
just normal. Yeah.
No,
As a group, despite this raging sandstorm, you manage to keep your bearings and keep pushing forward. You try to keep your eyes out for the trader. Unfortunately, there is no sight of him. And you have to travel like this for what feels like an hour or two. It's a little hard to actually keep track of time like this. You can't see the sun moving. You can't see
I use my
anything.
orb of time.
You got an orb of time?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have one of each, so.
Yeah.
How long does
yeah.
the anti-wind thing last for?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not that long.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm being kind though, and this is just for the initial roll.
All right.
Yeah. But yes, well, that does fade eventually, and you're buffeted by the winds once again. You manage to keep your direction of travel, and eventually, the wind starts to lessen, and you feel the sand starting to not quite so aggressively hit you. And as your vision becomes a little bit clearer, a little bit further ahead, your footfalls feel different. And looking down, you can see sand-lashed, but sand-lashed greenery. And as you continue forward onto soil, it feels like the sandstorm falls away, and you find yourselves in a lush green oasis. Very, very large. For those of you who may have travelled to the more jungly areas on this continent, it actually seems a lot like those, not like a tiny oasis at all.
Is there water?
Well, we're either dead or on the right track.
You can see past some of the trees a large body of water.
I'm going to let Bucky down so Bucky can partake of the grass.
Bucky is going to sit onto the ground, lean down, take like a single blade of grass between its teeth and put it up, and more sort of mimes eating than anything.
Yep, they're playing along with me.
Mm-hmm.
They.
I was waiting for the, this is cursed land. Bucky falls over dead.
As you all move towards this body of water coming out of the foliage, across the body of water, you can see a large structure, perhaps 3 stories tall, wide, somewhat pyramid shaped, in multiple, basically flat tiers.
A cigarette.
Yeah, a cigarette, basically. And yeah, that's definitely a structure. That's not common architecture.
Salmaji did mention an oasis. This has to be where we're supposed to be.
Yes, and we do not
Well, those
have
two might
our
be the same.
traveler.
This guy
Go
is
in.
Shall we wait for a day for him at least?
Let's explore and find something interesting.
He
He'll
did
show up
say
or not.
he did say we could partake in the treasures within.
I'm going to, because this is an oasis, are there like fallen branches or anything here that's kind
Yep.
of over time? I'm gonna go start gathering up some fallen branches that are here. Give me a moment and help me with this.
Very well. I will.
Okay. Going to use the branches and kind of take my knife out and cut them up, and then basically make a thing saying in like how like survivors write things, and like
Mhm.
Sal, we went, and then arrow pointing at Ziggurat,
Okay.
and then
Alright.
being
Um,
responsible and leaving a message.
All right. You're able to basically gather up some water from the lake if you want. It looks pretty clean. It's
I
always a
will.
little hard to tell, but yes, Becky.
I will assist in filling using shape water. I'm also making an orb of water and sticking an egg inside of it.
Notably, while the foliage here is thick, give me perception checks.
I'm not good at perception. I don't like this. I'm not good at this on any of my characters.
Scout is.
No.
I'm not used to playing a character who doesn't have any wisdom.
7. Okay. All right. Scout and Cadence. Yep, Scout and actually. Right. So Connell and Sariana. You don't hear anything that would indicate a large beast. There's no distant cracking of branches. There's no rumbles or anything of that sort. And Koskin and Cadence, there isn't even any damage to the local foliage that would suggest anything of that size moving within these trees and tree line and such. And considering this is right beside the main source of water, you'd very much expect to see that.
That's
Well, there's
weird.
no sign of anything large in this area.
No. What do you think, nesting? Big just sits there, doesn't say anything. But
Yep. Eggs.
Maybe it wasn't a beast that he saw
He
in
might have been
reality.
hallucinating. Spending time in the
man is
desert
quite
can do
great.
that. Either that or the creature he saw is closer to the temple and doesn't really require normal nutrition and
Or we could
sustenance.
on the other side of where he came from. What is a large
Did
ziggurat?
anybody consider that we were here by something that wants to kill us?
well,
They
there's
can
also
try.
the large.
I consider
quite
that
early
when
on,
they told
but-
me- I considered that when
Quite
they
early
told me
on,
the
but the
trader
most
was
obvious thing.
interested.
A chorus of yes.
He just shrugs and just goes, quite early on, but honestly, the most obvious answer usually isn't the most fun.
All I can say is that they can try. We'll give them a good fight.
Maybe
Is-
even it was magic to trick the mind.
So, railroading as a DM does. You'll gather up water, get your bearings, and start looking around the outside of the temple. Going along one of the sides, facing away from the water, you are able to locate an entrance. And indeed, right near the waterline, amongst little bits of rubble, bits of temple that may have splintered off or may have been from other buildings now long since gone, you do see some of the coins that Sal had.
Are they on like an offering thing?
Give me a religion roll.
All of us are just her.
Anyone that wants to.
Does it look vaguely like an offering thing?
While broken and splintered, you can see on some of these fragments some slight carvings that do look like this may have been an altar of some sort.
I'm gonna take, because I'm pretty sure I've got a couple of copper pieces left. I'm gonna drop a couple copper into it, and just kind of go, you know.
When you
Whatever.
drop their copper pieces, Bucky lets out a bleat that sounds very approving.
Oh, you like
Ooh.
that?
Who is this for exactly?
You can't see any indicator that you recognize.
I'm gonna elbow Theric here because I just did something Bucky liked. So second best.
Yes, dearest.
Looking at the altar. Do you have something you want to do?
Doesn't go. Lean in, inspect, and he's going to see if he can figure out a for it. Nope.
No.
I'm gonna roll my eyes.
But
Like a person used to having money, I'm going to produce a gold coin and just plop it right on there.
unusually, as he doesn't tend to interact with others, you see Bucky bleat approvingly at this fellow.
Yes, we'll let him carry you later.
Bah.
It does seem that leaving money is the appropriate answer, so... And Derek will also
seems to be
produce a
appropriate
gold coin and
to
put it
leave
on.
instead of take, as it were.
Alright, Ferrica, there is a bleat for you as well.
Are they talking loud enough to be heard, or are they?
Oh, I'm not hiding this at all. I was even like purposely jibing at Theric here to do it.
Watching them do this with Bucky, Bashar is going to see if she can figure out if Bucky is somewhat tied to this or is just doing it as general acknowledgments.
No real indication.
Okay.
It's certainly not physically
beyond
tied.
the pattern of it bleating when people do it.
So to the GM, I have this ability to do this at will. Doing it at the cup.
At
the money in.
There's no cup. It's a simple altar. Basically.
Yeah, the altar
on top.
I'm detect matching it.
No magic on it.
Okay.
Is there an opening nearby?
Yes, you are able to find your ways to a opening in the temple. It's actually open. Just a hallway heading deep into the temple. Seems to go down at an angle.
I'm going to look over the group briefly and go, you little stable boy and what was your name? Meowiana? Kitty, come here. What are the two
We've
of
been
you
traveling together for 2 weeks.
Look at the two. Which cat is she talking
I'm
to?
pointing at the quadruped.
Okay. As she's doing this,
2 weeks. Rude.
Cadence just tosses a silver piece onto the altar.
Yeah.
Bashara will walk up and just drop the remaining of her copper.
Okay, you got a bleat as well. Sariana, do you respond to your slave name?
Not after 2 weeks.
No.
Okay.
I might have done it for a day or two, but there comes a point after sharing, ghost stories by the fire and stuff.
If you want ghost stories, talk to Bashara. She will have plenty.
I assume I spoke to most people over the course of the past half.
I don't know, halfway.
I mean, it has been about 2 weeks of travel, so
Well,
a lot of awkward silence, if not.
Poetry that I've had.
As
I'm just saying.
as I am apparently
there's
penniless.
There's like 8 people. Some cliques may have formed.
The click forming being Trill and Ferric here.
Fair enough. Well, and the goat, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I have not to leave, I guess, but my burned lizard. So
I am again motion forwarding that somebody needs to go first, and I'm clearly not indicating myself.
Bashara will take heed, putting on her big helm.
Just a moment. Just a moment. So Connell's going to kneel down next to the altar and look at our wonderful goat friend and motion like he's going to take one of the pieces.
The goat watches you, blinking.
All 4 eyes.
The goat cannot be baited, for it sees all.
He's going to touch one of the pieces.
The goat watches you, blinking.
With all of its eyes or some of the eyes?
The pattern changes.
One of them drifts off, but the other 3 are fixed.
Not even just roll off.
Can Connell roll to notice the pattern change, or is it very obvious?
It's no real
No,
pattern
just
to
no
its
pattern.
change. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Are
I
you
misheard
gonna
that.
take
Lazy blinking.
It's no indication of this pattern meaning anything. It's just blinking. Awkwardly.
It's basically
doing that,
for honor.
that blink where one eye shuts and then it starts to
No,
open,
do
the
you
other
take a
eye
coin?
shuts.
Hesitantly, he's not going to take a coin.
Coward.
You just like balked at an intimidation check from a goat.
Actually, are you packing the goat right now?
Yeah, I am packing the goat.
Okay.
But I'm assuming he got down
Right.
so he could be at level
You
with the
go
goat.
into the temple.
Take the bloody coin!
Alright, so Richard taking the lead. You start to head into the temple. Connell, you will probably be the one that has to have a torch out.
Yes, in fact, I'm going to cast light on the torch as well.
Nice,
Oh.
double light. Okay.
Nice.
The rest of you, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Actually, if he's taking the lead, we kind of need to be in front of him, or we're going to be blinded by the light.
I
And I
basically
don't
keep
mean that
like
in a song sense.
having this slight
Wait,
offhand
isn't he a
with
half elf?
here about I'm gonna cast darkness at any moment. And
He's,
I won't.
he has a thing.
Oh, okay.
Totally gonna cast darkness and snuff that light out. It's gonna happen.
Screaming ensues. Alright, so
Yeah.
you start to head down into the temple. It's a strangely long passage, and you have to assume it goes down and way past where the exterior's edges were.
Uh-huh.
And then you start to come across branching corridors. Choosing a random direction, you venture deeper in. Occasionally, you come across side rooms, some seeming to be in worse condition than others, but all seemingly empty. As you continue on, you start to notice something isn't quite right. You've taken a turning that should have led you back into a corridor that had no crossways with which to enter this one, and it seems to continue past where that corridor should have been. Sometimes you come across a location that seems brand new. Its walls pristine, carvings clear and fresh in a language you don't know. And sometimes the walls are crumbling, covered in rotten fungus, seemingly far worse for wear than the exterior even. At one point you come into a room which has burning torches on its walls, seemingly freshly lit. The rest of the room pristine. Old wooden chairs still there.
GM.
Mm-hmm.
Is this reminding me of my attempt to try to find the place again?
Not quite. Your attempt to just find the location, you just simply couldn't find an opening, couldn't find that spot. But those cliff lines were still quite clear and normal.
Okay.
Yes, and it's all of you are seasoned enough to know that this is something that can happen. You've heard of wizard towers, or even maybe experienced them yourselves, where the architecture doesn't quite make sense, although the seeming change in state of wear and age in these rooms is a little more unusual.
There's more to this place than just what is seen. Yeah.
Detect magic.
Okay, detect magic. That's a very strange ping you get. There is an aura, not on the walls themselves, but seemingly where these areas connect, where new goes into old or worn goes into pristine. there seems to be a shimmering glimmer between these areas.
I'm going to use my action to try to learn the School of Magic.
Okay. Okay. Give me an Arcana roll, I suppose.
I think I actually might not need to.
Have you got a few?
No,
You can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object, and you learn its School of Magic, if any.
Okay. In that case, what's going to be a little unusual here is
It has no school.
it's actually a school you're unfamiliar with. There is an arcane weaving here, a color tint that you don't know of.
There's magic between all these areas, but I do not recognize the school. Not of any I've ever seen or learned of.
That is funny.
Ellie,
Mm-hmm.
based on the information you gave me, have I gone down through this sort of temple before?
Nope.
This is something completely different.
This is something completely different.
As a random note, if you're observant, you might notice that the odd eye is blinking separately right now from the remaining eye.
You will continue on. Who's taking up the lead?
Beshara will.
And who are the two behind Beshra?
I suppose
I'll
Connell
go
would be
behind,
close
I
behind
guess.
with the double torch.
Okay, so Connell and Seriana and Beshra.
take
I need you
back.
to make me a dex saving throw.
Hold up. Saving throws.
Yep. Okay, take that into account.
So dex saving throws is clicking on dexterity in the sheet.
It's clicking on the dex saving throw on the sheet.
Yeah, little box directly beside. There you go.
And
Wow.
add 2 to what you roll.
Yeah. Okay, so Seriana, you managed to basically get yourself to a quick skidded halt as the stonework beneath the feet of you, Connell, and Beshra starts to collapse.
Oh, that's not good. Don't go forward.
Connell and Beshra, you suddenly plunge 20 feet down,
I just told you not to do that.
and you are going to take some damage.
I don't know. My prediction of rock slide kills off half the party wasn't
Does-
inaccurate.
Does the mage have Featherfall? By any chance?
3 damage to
No, I'm afraid
Beshara.
All right, and you both untyped damage, Marcus, so you just take it.
It's bludgeoning though.
No,
It's untyped.
falling is separate usually.
Yeah.
It's still bludgeoning.
No.
No, it's not.
Out of curiosity, we can see them start to fall, right?
Yep.
Lyric will sigh as they start to fall, snap his fingers, and he will cast Featherfall.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to do that. Featherfall, are you able to cast that on multiple people?
It is up to 5 falling creatures.
All right. In that case, you are able to catch them. They do dip down a bit, but you get them slowly going. So don't worry about that damage, guys. But you drift down into what feels like it's just another corridor.
There's another passage down this way, actually. Now,
And you can see down this passageway, Connell and Beshra, a very, very large chamber. You can see basically the shadows and flipping torchlight through it. Just a short distance down the corridor.
Is there
Should
anything
the-
into this thing down there?
Looks like there's a giant chamber of sorts at the end of this corridor.
Connell, why don't you help them get down? I'm going to take a look.
Should have a rope in this explorer's pack. Connell can try and throw it up.
Wouldn't it make more sense for us to
Go down. Yeah.
use the rope to go down?
Connell is very nice. He's doing as he's
Okay.
told.
Connell,
I have
give me a
pins. and I have
give me
a
a strength
hammer.
save. Give me a strength check, Colonel. Actually, athletics as you try to throw this up, and you're getting your pittance out.
Yeah,
Jill.
I'm gonna get my pittance out and look over to Theodokir. Dear. Oh, wait, that's right. You're more delicate than I am.
Yeah. So you see a big coil of rope actually land up top, and then start to come down again.
Mage hand.
You're grabbing the rope.
Yeah, I'll mage hand to grab the rope.
Alright,
Well done for actually getting that rope there.
I'm using my hammer and my pittance, and I am pittoning into the stonework, and then I'm motioning somebody to want to do the rope.
Nice.
There goes the pitton.
So you're able to get the rope secure, and you're all able to make your way down because railroading.
I'm using a broom. I don't care. I'm flying down.
Yeah, you float down majestically. Sariana, the rope climbing is a little more awkward for you.
Just
but
tie
you
her
manage to
up.
get down.
Hoist her down.
In fact,
We should
Sariana, you
just-
can probably do the classic cat leap down walls if you want.
I will attempt whatever roll needs to be done, I suppose.
Nah, I'm giving it for freebies because I'm not making them roll their climb checks either.
To the GM, when we get to the bottom, I'm gonna make the tower shield reappear.
Okay, you bring Tower Shield out. Okay, right. Bayshroth, all your companions come down behind you, and you're able to approach this chamber as a group. As you get into the chamber, it's fast, but surprisingly well lit. There are corners of shadow, but there are torches lining the walls, showing carvings and seems to be crude paintings depicting strange creatures and small, what looks like elven figures. You can see people kneeling before vast monstrosities, some four-legged, towering above the crowd, some writhing masses of flesh, guarding hordes of eggs. There are rather horrific depictions of creatures spawning more young, and again, elves worshipping around them. As you look around at these carvings and turn to look deeper into the chamber, at first it looks like just a simple carving, a figure standing solid and still, but then the head turns towards you. And everyone roll me a nature or arcana. It's your choice.
Nature or
Nature.
Arcana.
All the same to me.
So -1 or -1.
Okay.
So Warlock will take nature.
Well, anyone that didn't roll below a 10, you
Hey.
recognize this either through stories or perhaps seeing depictions of them elsewhere as a sphinx.
I am going
It's,
to whisper under my breath in Undercommon, eyes of my patron. It's a bit of an alarm.
Yeah. It's clearly female, judging by the traditional sphinxy breasts that
no
lie between
coverage.
its forelegs. No coverage. Although it is wearing something, a large headdress seems to be made of what you would guess is either plated or solid gold. Curled horns coming from it, inlaid with jewels. Lovely chains sort of hanging down around it. Behind the Sphinx, however, you'd think this creature would be the thing that grabs your attention, but for some of you, something far more vivid and familiar. Behind the Sphinx is a statue, an immense statue, taller than the Sphinx even, of a humanoid figure, goat-legged and head, its stomach large and rounded, at the base carved in elves supporting it. And we are going to show to players. You see this.
Oh.
You just hear
Oh, it's Buck.
cadence in Dragon. Draconic for anyone who can actually understand it. It's a bloody statue of one.
I spelled Tulian right.
Yes, Cadence, this is a very familiar carving. Sariana, you have on your possession an idol taken from that druidic cult. That's quite like this. A bit smoother carved, not quite the same styling, but a very similar depiction. A skull-like figure holding with large monstrous hands its stomach, strange tentacle limbs coming around from behind it, creating its own form.
She'll reach into her pack and pull out the little figurine.
She's just going to
I
fall to
will
her knees.
not reveal mine because
Is
that
this
seems like a
familiar
bad
to
plan.
me, Allie?
Pardon? This is a very similar depiction to you as well. This is what your cult worships.
I'm guessing the cameo for me.
It looks like a cameo.
Gonna pull up the
Very
cameo.
clear and trill. It's hard to shake the goat-like visage. You've seen very similar stylings on the robes of that little meetup you joined. And looking down at Bucky Trill, those 4 eyes depicted on the statue.
Yeah, like I said, she's gonna fall to her knees because that is glorious.
And Theriker falls to a knee as well.
Tynan,
Yeah.
while the gold itself may not be the most striking thing to you, all these depictions on the walls, all of your nightmares and recent twists in your visions of the work your great-great-great-granddaddy was trying to do, of that visage of that dragon in such a horrendous state, seems all too close.
Sorry, did you say this was, this is a towering statue then?
Yep. And there are carvings on the walls depicting various horrible monstrosities. And Connell, he can't help but think about your dear colleague's notes of that deity he was trying to research.
Yeah, and Connell's just going to exclaim, "The goat with 4 eyes!"
Bucky?
I think he means the statue.
Watching you all have this reaction, the Sphinx head sort of lowers down a little bit.
Oh yeah, there is a Sphinx in the room.
There's a Sphinx
I mean-
in the room.
He's just not an elephant.
Hello, little ones.
Hello.
Greetings.
Sorry, Anna. Any relation?
No, I wouldn't really presume that. She's actually kind of concerned that she's going to be outed in some way.
The Sphinx actually turns her head towards you, Sariana, and you can see the corner of its lips curl up in a small smile.
Hi, sis. How's it going?
The ones who afflicted you, they remember my form, in a sense.
This is a much wider operation than I originally suspected.
Much wider, much longer spanning than you could have ever thought. I've been waiting for you all.
For what?
Scout is stopping his appraisal of the statue because in his mind he was trying to figure out how he's going to get this back.
Perfect.
Bag of holding.
And he's just going to stop, look at the Sphinx, look at it, and go, "All right, miss, what's it going to take for us to leave with this?"
She slowly turns her head back towards the statue and goes, "I don't think you could.
Why would you want it?
But you may leave with something far more valuable.
Why wouldn't?
Our lives?
Your lives, treasure beyond imagining, and the blessing of one who some of you love so devoutly. Or perhaps knowledge," and she looks at you, Connell, "that will bring light to truth."
Connell's going to clear his throat and kind of take a step forward, and I'm game.
Good.
Bayshara in her hand will hold up the bastard sword by the blade and look up and said, "What about this?"
Why are you holding up your bastard sword by the blade?
Basically, in her head, the blade is soaked with all the blood of everything that she has killed in service to Hebels.
Okay. All right. The Sphinx will look at you and go, "Little misguided child. You would not be abandoned by the one who loves you so dearly just because you were taken into the arms of a betrayer, of an enemy. Your mother has helped guide you all this way. It is a shame the things that he has made you do.
What about all of the voices in my head, then? Will they be put to rest?
If you do this deed.
If it makes her spirits at ease once again, I will do that in her service.
Good.
Sorry, Anna's just gonna look around with this. Did I miss something? Kind of look. There's a whole lot of people laying prostrate to what she interprets as Category 6B magical creature to be warned off of and warn the military if it approaches.
No, this is creature that you basically. Hang on, what did you roll? You rolled. This is a creature that shouldn't exist. They are pure fable. And in those fables, ridiculously immensely powerful. And for those that rolled a 15 or over, yeah, they've got really good control of time.
Damn it.
Your orb is gone. It's just going all over the place.
Oh yeah, if you check your orb at any point, Cadence, either of the direction or time, just whoop, 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 whoop.
It goes right round, baby, right round.
I throw it in the air. It suddenly starts orbiting.
Any further questions will only be met if you answer questions of my own. But if you are ready to serve, I'm ready to direct.
Looks over at the rest of the group in similar agreements.
To
What
the
about-
GM,
Yes.
I'm gonna pull out nesting the egg.
Mhm.
Just see if anything's happening before I go any further.
The egg, well, still an egg. You can feel the movement within it, and you can feel the sort of very faint heat now coming from it. The Sphinx looks over at you, Trill and Virakia, and even seems to glance over at you, Scout. I expect the devout, those already blessed, will do their duty.
Trill nods quietly. For once, holding her tongue.
Oh no, she should let it go so it doesn't get dry.
Bashira will take off the pennant that's been holding her cloak over her shoulder, pull it off, and drop it to the ground with a heavy thud.
And the Sphinx once again looks at you, Sariana. I know the joy this form brings you. The freedom of leaving everything behind and embracing what you are. There is so much more you could experience and be blessed with.
She will look at the her pack that's got this other altar into it, which she removed from what she thought was criminals, having told herself that this was the thing that they wanted, and now appears to be in the den of said thing, and isn't feeling too terribly comfortable with it. So. Try an insight check to see if I'm about to get pulled into the Kool-Aid drinking business.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight.
I have a lot of
I don't
bottles
know
of
if it'll
Kool-Aid
help
if
me.
you want
I'm
some.
really bad at that, apparently.
I have a sword full of Kool-Aid.
That doesn't help with that.
Can't tell.
She's going to look at the idol and say, were they servants of yours? Are these all servants of yours?
They were servants of hers, not mine. But they all served a greater purpose.
What purpose was that?
When you ask that, she smiles a little bit and goes, well, I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make men blind, yet help them see. What am I?
No.
Actually, just say questions would be met with questions he's got to answer first.
Yep.
She seemed to be directing that at Siriana, or just
She's sort of talking to Steriana, but it's vocalized just to everybody.
Well,
What was it?
Siriana is asking the question, so.
I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make them blind, yet help them see.
Light.
There's that slow shaking of her head.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm dead.
Your answer is sand.
Very good. And the answer to your question, they were, and you would be, in service of Heya, the shunned god, the mother who has helped so many, and yet was turned away by her own kind, by betrayers and liars.
Spoilers and thieves.
Can I religion to get the
Murderers.
general take on what this is?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your religion check. You're going to get a baseline answer no matter what. So there is no mention in the religions you are familiar with, which are the religions, by the fact that the gods are real and easy seen as real, of a god called Heya. And the implication here is something else to put down a god would have to be define itself. She's basically calling your known gods liars and betrayers.
And Beshara will add murderers.
Right.
And you, she's going to look at you, Tynen. Your ancestors, they once parlayed with us, seeking something to help them in their quest. I would be willing to offer assistance again.
Assistance?
Do you still seek what they sought?
Yes.
Then it can be yours.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
With a side of booze.
Well, hurry up, kitty cat.
Does anybody object? And she's going to look at you, Connell.
Sorry, I'm a little tired, so I missed what the answer to the first question that was successfully answered because of the riddle.
Oh, she's basically called the known gods, liars, and betrayers, and referenced a god called Heya,
every time I hear one,
which is not known in the existing gods.
Are you hearing the Outcast song?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what is Connell possibly objecting to?
Being charged with a duty, a quest, in service of this god.
Considering that Connell knows that this is the Sphinx and Sphinxes are supposed to be so powerful, I don't think he's going to object. I don't think he really has a choice.
You will be rewarded, of course.
Going to stumble over his words and just kind of yeah. All his prior confidence gone. Yeah.
Soriana will kind of cock her head at her and say, "What is the job?"
Right. You are met with another riddle and she refuses to give the answer. No.
That would be amazing.
Actually, she'll. I mean, if that's the case, she'll.
No, it's not the case.
Present you with a riddle of my own.
What gives no fucks and is me.
Here's the simple riddle: who accepts a job without knowing the job? The answer is a fool. That is who accepts a job without knowing the job.
She looks over you all before just sort of folding her forelegs in front of her. And it looks a little more casual. Well, it's hard to tell with a beast of this state. Something is being taken from me. I would like you to stop the thieves so long from now, for all my followers will fall in the light and fury of what's to come and be unable to. Go to Len, bring my relic to now. Path is open to you, and we will be there for your return. And as she says that, she gestures with one of those little wings on her back towards a corridor which just seems to flitter into existence with torchlight. Do not wander, or you may be lost at the eons, which I may not know you from intruder and foe.
She'll look over to Connell just to make sure he didn't take one of the coins. We might be able to solve this issue right now.
Connell's gonna hold his hands up and no, I didn't take anything. I had a hypothesis. I wasn't about to test it any further.
When you are done, follow the path back in, and it will lead you to me.
Well, I guess it can't hurt to look into it.
Looks like we have a traitor to question.
I am going to start heading that way with dear little Bucky.
Yep.
Okay. As you all head down that way, you experience the same styling of corridors and rooms as before, although this seems to head into a straight line now, not quite so winding. As you travel along, everyone roll me a perception check.
Oh wait, that's not
Very nice. Okay.
That's the wrong button. That was to performance.
I've come close to performances and persuasion checks.
I've been tempted to just hit performance and start singing.
As you all move through these corridors, you start to see things in the side rooms. You see bodies wearing strange metal masks and nice cloth robes, just your general desert travel gear. They all seem to be the same style, although some it's a little hard to tell on because the state of these bodies changes. Some of them seem to be fresh, cut down by jagged claws or fire. Some rotted away like the ancient expanses of the room within. You can see rifles bent and twisted, or rifles, in fact, near solid with rust. Swords in similar states. And as you come along this corridor, you start to see a bright light at the end of it.
Oh.
Nope, turn around.
And it is the only path to go unless you want to just camp in a room.
I'm continuing forward.
Yeah.
So much camping.
As you as you get to near this exit, the light grows brighter. Some of you with the more dark elven heritage, it's not debilitating, but it hurts. It's almost blinding for a moment as you step outside, your eyes having to adjust. It's daylight, and the oasis is gone. Ashes and solid stone on the floor, seemingly solidified by fire and burning. It's all that's left of it. And for miles around, the sand of the desert, now smooth, solid glass, reflecting the light, causing it to scatter, getting in your eyes, and making the view generally painful. Wow. A short distance away, a sight you saw only 10, 15 minutes ago, a sphinx, her little horned crown on the ground, her body laying still, the glass slick with blood. And standing nearby, clothed men with those same masks, carrying various weapons. And amongst them, a figure who, Reshar, it's an almost unbelievable sight. A scar running down his face that you remember your claws placing as you escaped from him and your former men, Inquisitor Olas, carrying a strange triangular blade made of silver, wiping blood from it. And you can hear him say, "Take the foul creature's object to the hold. It wears at my presence something foul." And you can see a couple of the men hoisting up on basically a crude wooden board, a strange stone object, sharp-edged, triangular, but curling.
Eldritch Blast.
Beshal yelled out, Alas, you
Okay.
will fall again.
Right. I will allow you your Eldritch Blast, and then we're going to go into it.
How many of these do I get? 3?
2 at your level. Right. If you all position yourselves within this square.
By the way, this is at whoever's
map.
going towards the
We're
thing. I don't
still
really
on
care
the
about who the
normal
big important dude is.
Okay, you're going for one of the carriers.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
still supposed to be on the gnome map?
Oh, did I not move you?
No, we're still on the
The gnome map. I like the gnome
Yeah.
map.
Here is Ali's horrible attempt to try and do glass. It does not work, by the way. Right, if you want to position yourselves in this black box over here.
Bucky. Come here, Bucky.
Wow, I forgot my name for a second there.
It is.
Stan.
Starts with a T, along with 2 other people.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Right, the trophy marked dudes are the ones carrying the artifact.
I need to be at the back of the box.
Uh-oh.
I got Bucky.
Yep.
Let me clear the init first. Yeah,
Trill, you want to move up one, I'll move down to that spot.
And because that was my bad, I'm going to have you re-roll your init, and you can keep whatever's highest for those that already rolled.
Oh.
I should have thrown a javelin. Oh well.
Why have throw wapoons? Wapoons are important. Can't find. It's my character sheet's over here.
Sorry, I didn't have my token selected. That'll have to go in manually, I think.
There we go.
If you select your token, roll again, and then just manually click the number on the turn order, you can manually enter it in at that point.
Do I need to roll Bucky separately, Ellie, or is it okay?
No, he's on your turn.
So yeah, if you click the 22.14, it's displaying on the list. You can type in what.
Terrible, isn't it?
Sorry that you got a freaking perfect roll on your reroll.
That always sucks.
Yeah, Ellie, I would assume I'd probably shoot at
One of the carriers.
This guy or one of these guys, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going for the carriers, it's one of the trophy marked ones. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the trophy marked ones.
Okay. Let's see. You both of those hit, so go ahead and roll me damage.
Let me scroll back up and find it. Did that do it?
8. You're doing it 1 to each.
No, I'm doing both to 1.
Okay, so this one dies, and you see the artifact basically be dropped and sort of tumble onto the
I figured it was
glass.
big enough it took 2 people, so.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That was all I was doing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And Rishar, you yelled at, and Oles looks over at you with no real recognition. And Scout.
I am shooting people. As soon as this person who's whistling at my window stops,
I can hear it from here.
I'll be back in a second.
Honestly, thought that was
out as an
Right.
ostrich.
In that case, we're skipping Scout's turn for now. Tanan.
We'll retcon him, I guess. All right, I'm going to follow Trill's lead, and I'll recheck really quickly. All right, cool. Everybody's within my range.
Within that range, so.
Then again, I also have double the range, so.
Oh,
I will Eldritch Blast. I'll start low.
Okay. So go from
I'll
this side.
start with that guy, and then that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So first attack.
That's a hit.
Oof.
Wow. Okay. He's still up, so you can take it again if you want.
Yeah, I'll hit him again.
That's a hit. Oof.
Damn.
Wow, he's still up. Which is surprising.
Here, I could give you some pointers about getting that up a little bit better.
Oh.
That's mad.
Also, last combat for the night, so you got resources, expend them.
Yeah.
Okay, are you moving?
Yes. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to move. It's 3, 5. Okay. One more. There we go.
Okay. Connell.
Okay.
Target rich
So
environment.
we've got this space, all these nice
Mhm.
enemies lined up here, 110 feet away. Connell's going to cast Wall of Fire on all 4
Very
of them.
good.
And
I'm back.
Which side are you going to position it on, or are you going to plunk it on top of them?
On top of them. Safe side's going to be our side. Danger side's going to be facing towards the
Okay.
2 dudes.
Right, I will do a quick box for that. We'll make that orange. What's the length?
Let's see here. So it can be 60. Let's just put it full 40. Give them an extra box on each side of these guys.
We'll do it like that then. Yeah.
As I recall, can't you also with qualifier? Can't you also like curve ends or even make it just a circle if you really feel like it?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
If you
case
wanted
them.
to, you could curve the end up into this guy.
I saw that you can make a circle with it. I didn't see anything about curving.
You can move the segments. You can position segments in different squares. So you
They
Mm-hmm.
can put
basically
one
just
here,
have to
one
touch.
here, one
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well,
Would you like it like this?
if that is 60, then sure.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
But
Go ahead
not a
and
people opening things.
place that spell card for me.
It's here somewhere.
Alright. Ooh.
Those ones are actually 2s because of elemental affinity fire. Or
Okay,
wait, no, that's
so-
elemental.
So 21 damage. Okay. So the cultists incinerate. They go up in screaming agony. And it's a little hard to see because he's reached in flame, but certainly not flailing about or anything, because if he was in pain, you can see flames licking at this dude, and he just seems to be standing there.
He doesn't have fire resistance, does he? I ignore fire resistance.
Yeah, you ignore fire resistance. What do you do to immunity?
Let's see. Nothing to immunity.
Okay. Just asking. No reason.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Everyone cast their fire spells at him. No reason why.
All right. You're moving.
No thanks.
Okay. Beishra.
You wanna do
I'm
Toby?
back, Ellie.
Yeah,
Toby's
dude.
back.
Oh, Toby's
Toby.
back. All right,
Yeah.
Toby, get you round in quick.
Okay. Well, as what I was going to do is no longer viable because someone managed to kill everything on the board, and good job on that.
Yeah, they had 9 HP.
I am going to. I'm just going
I know, I
to
feel
move.
bad.
I'm going to move first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And I'm going to fire at Mr. I am standing in the fire like an idiot, and my healer is probably screaming at me.
Mhm.
I'm overdrawing my longbow.
Yep. Okay, that hits.
Okay. Since it is a hit, I am using grasping arrow on him as well.
Mhm.
So damage is 21 plus an additional roll 2d6
poison.
poison. And I gotta space that right.
Oh. Okay.
So that's that. I am shooting again. Overdrawing the bow.
That misses, unfortunately. Or rather,
Oh,
you
really?
see the arrow hit him and just splinter against him. And he
Okay.
is wearing simple cloth.
Ugh. Okay. Well, I can't order the arrow to move around and hit something else because there's nothing else there. What do I want to do on this? I am action surging.
Mhm.
Overdraw. No, actually, I'm just going regular shot. No.
Miss.
And another shot.
Miss. Okay. Base draw.
Beisha will
Oh,
pull her sword up in both her hands in front of her and just walk straight ahead, yelling at Orlas. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5,
Is it possible
10, 15,
to
20, 25, 30.
hold your? All right, never mind.
If you want to hold an action, yes, you can. It takes up your reaction, though.
Yeah.
All right, so you move there.
Whatever timeline this is, and whoever you. Oh, every time by my hands.
Did he cut out for anyone
Yeah,
else?
he totally
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Oh, basically, she just berating him, yelling at him, saying that she's going to kill him forever and forever.
I'm assuming that's a
Okay.
double move for you.
Yeah.
All right.
But reaction is pulling her sword up and
Defensive stance. Yeah.
defensive. Yeah.
All right. Firakia.
Okay. I am quickening the cast of my once a day level 2 armor Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
So I gain 10 temporary HP, and anytime someone hits me, I get 10 damage on hit
Nice.
to them. And since that makes me still have my move action, I am going to move the 60 to be Tangor by Shears
Okay.
with my spear drawn.
Okay. Sariana.
I will give Bardic Inspiration to dude here.
The paladin.
Okay. Just didn't see it pop up.
How does Kitty inspire?
Meow 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 meow.
Don't
meow,
get
meow.
hit, stupid. Is that what you do, or?
Sure.
I
That
believe
works.
you can't tell.
I don't. That's a bonus action, so you still got to move and an action.
Yeah.
Let me see if it's even something I can do at that range.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
Yeah, we're just at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you? An 8 or a 12? 10?
It's a
10, I
D8.
believe.
It's D8 right now.
D8. Okay.
Okay.
Can I do it more than once?
No, because you only get one bonus action a turn.
Okay, so
you're
it has
gonna
to be a
need to head
bonus
that
action.
And
Probably.
you can use it a number of times up to your charisma modifier, but it's got to be spaced out.
Right, yeah, okay, but it's over different turns.
Yeah.
Okay. How did we go directly down this route? Can I look back and see where we came from?
Yeah, you can.
How far was it?
That tunnel seems to stretch on into darkness. You did walk about 15 minutes or so.
I am tempted to run back and get the future version or past version of this thing to come help us.
Mm-hmm.
If that was possible, though, why didn't she just come herself?
She didn't want to die a second time.
Notably,
Well,
that Sphinx is very, very large to move through these corridors. You're not entirely sure how this one is out here to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will go this way.
Oh,
I guess I can't
in
do
the
it twice,
middle.
can I? No, I can do it twice because it was a bonus action. Yeah, so I guess I go that way.
Okay. Yep. So you move, and your action to get to there.
And the bardic inspiration is one use, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Cadence.
Okay. Well,
Go,
first
secondary kitty.
off, going to move. Caden, where's my there? For feline agility. 9, 10.
Is that a potato cat?
That is a Fisher cat.
Fisher cat, yeah.
I can go up. So everybody, the cat can go to there. One move. And then a bonus action to Misty Step.
Mhm.
To here.
Mhm.
And on the process of moving over there, War Spear coming out.
Okay.
And when I will then bonus action here and use my standard action to Green Flame Blade, because my character doesn't know he's not taking any damage yet.
Mhm.
So first he's going to War Spear with
That's a hit.
lunge.
Okay.
Wow, that's just,
Is your War Spear magical?
it is actually no, it is not. My
Okay.
my shield is magical.
Okay.
But Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
And that is everything for now.
Kitty go fast.
All right. On his turn, amongst this wall of flame, you can see it growing brighter where he is, and to either side of him, up amongst the flames, you can see the outlines of what looks like to be shadowy wings forming as he holds his hand forward, pointing at you, Cadence, and suddenly a blast of light lunges out. Does a 29 hit?
29 hits, I'm pretty sure everybody, including me.
Okay.
Ow!
Take 38 radiant damage.
Oh!
God damn.
Actually, hold on.
So, does anybody have ice?
Hold on. Actually,
Baby. Dum, dum,
No.
dum, dum.
Unfortunately, I only have under pressure. Said no
Yeah.
one ever.
Yep, unfortunately, you will not give enough, so 38.
And then there is a strange sound. Sounds like a fluttering of wings. And suddenly he's gone from inside that wall of flame. And he's over here.
Oh.
And
He
Toby,
moved.
notably, it does not proc your thing.
Ah! Oh, he teleported. Okay.
All right. Trill. It's your turn.
Trill, having witnessed this, frowns. Oh, Bucky, I do believe he means trouble. Bucky, of course, goes.
Meh.
Me and
Headbutt him in the
me and
ass.
Bucky, I assume, are on my broom because we would be.
Mhm.
I'm going to twirl my parasol and I guess I cast this at max level because you only get like 2 slots as a warlock, right?
Yes, you're automatically at max level for a warlock.
Okay, so I've only got 2 slots. I'm casting one of them on a spell that might be questionable, but here we go. Hold person on the motherfucker.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving
What's
throw,
your
DC
save
18.
DC? 18. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
He passes.
Ah, damn
It was a good choice, though.
it. It was a
Yeah.
good choice. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a good choice.
then we are going to quietly
Oh,
move from the
crap.
area we were at because I
Oh, I couldn't
don't like the idea he casts spells and I don't want to be right next to Connell because I don't want to make Connell a target. Because if I was him, I would shoot the living shit out of the mages.
there was a plan there too, and I was hoping you'd do it before I had a chance.
Is that your turn,
That
Trill?
is my entire turn, yes.
Right.
Sorry.
Cultists are dead. Scout, back to you.
Okay. Pluck.
Actually, I would be.
Over-
that was
over-
30.
Overdrawn
North
longbow.
distance.
Go.
Very nice. That is a hit.
Okay.
Beautiful hit.
Yeah. So for that, I'm also expending another magic arrow, and I'm hitting him again with grasping.
Okay.
So damage. And then, do I get double damage on my magic?
Grasping arrow, I believe you would.
All dice.
I will say this to him before you do that. He still has the brambles on him.
Yes. I'm just aiming for more damage
Okay.
because he teleported, so the brambles did nothing. And my
Correct.
other arrows, unfortunately, at this point, are more of a detriment.
Yeah, come on.
than
Let's get going.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So that's a nice chunk of damage. All right, you got another attack.
Yep. I am re-rolling that.
Okay.
Can't
Afraid
re-roll it
not.
again. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn, he's going to take a legendary action.
Oh.
And he's going to use that to make a single attack against Bray Shar.
Nope.
Okay. He is going to... Yeah, no, he's not going to spin that. Okay. All right, so he lunges at you with this blade, and you manage to... What was that? Just enough that it nicks off your armor.
Yeah, she would deflect with her own blade.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you got your defensive stuff, haven't you? All right. Tanan.
All right, I'm going to start by moving over there, and then do a really annoying thing. Circles are hold. Can I get you to do a 20 radius circle?
20 radius circle. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, are we doing flanking, Ali?
Yes, we are doing flanking.
Okay.
I'm going to do a 20 radius square because...
Fair enough. Yeah.
There you go. It's about
Alright.
that.
It's
It's a
20
little too
radius.
long. It's a little too long.
And that's not 20 radius.
That's not radius?
That's 20 diameter, or 25 diameter.
Yeah,
It would be
roughly
40
twice
across.
that.
Okay, so roughly twice that size.
Yeah.
Right. Where
It
do
should
you
be
want this
there.
anyway if you're trying to...
I would like to drop it with the outer edge catching. What's his name?
him.
Yeah, so
Uh,
to his left.
To his left and more up or more down.
Put him in about the middle.
About the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And
That should
I
be about it.
will drop. the
Crap, Allie.
explanation.
I should have made you roll twice.
For what?
Cloak of displacement.
Oh, okay. Well, we have to remember that in
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was just looking through. I'm like, damn it.
Storm Sphere. Okay, so DC 16 save. Oh, he fails.
So he takes only 8 bludgeoning, unfortunately, but
Okay, but that is magical, right? Yep. So,
Yep.
Plus 8. So that's... Okay, very nice. Right, is that your turn?
Out of
that,
curiosity, is that use your normal action or your bonus action to cast that?
that should be a proper action. Yeah,
Can you
that is an
directly use the bonus action on the turn he cast it to make it shoot a lightning bolt?
Yes, technically.
Second paragraph.
Yeah, if you accept that,
Yep.
then
Okay, that does not hit.
all right.
Crackle boom.
Yes, there is a resounding crack boom now.
Yeah.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah, that would be my turn then.
All right, Connell.
So Connell, having witnessed this guy stand up to the wall of fire rather easily, kind of afraid of what this guy can do with fire. So he's going to strategically cast a firebolt, but in doing so, activate elemental affinity to gain fire resistance for 1 hour in exchange for a sorcery point.
Huh.
So you want to protect yourself from fire.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Go ahead and do it. It misses anyway, but you activate your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there he goes.
Maybe just take a little step back here.
Right.
Oh, actually, crap.
Yes.
I was supposed to roll with advantage on that lightning bolt.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, didn't work out better. Okay.
Okay.
This is anyways.
Beitra.
All right. Not breaking his combat. She's going to shift over here
And into the storm.
into the storm, but it affects after. So, advantage, 2 strikes.
Hey. Okay, both hit.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Going to second level smite the critical. So 2 radiance, is that right?
Second level spell slot.
Yeah.
That's
Spin that.
3d8.
And it's critical, right?
Yeah, so you roll it twice.
Well,
Yeah.
close.
Okay. Roll the damage for the hit as well. Okay. All right. So let's see. 16 plus 6. So 36 from that. And then someone halve that radiant for me while I'm doing this.
Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, that'd be 3. Sorry. Added together.
Add it together. Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, it'd be
15? Okay.
Math is bad for me. Sorry.
no 10.
20.
10. Yeah.
Yes.
10, not 13.
Right.
Wow. I can't.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh wait, do you
No,
add them
it's-
together before
yeah.
you have
Would
it,
be-
or do you
Would
have
each
it and
one
then add them
would each one
together?
have separate?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
then it's
10.
10.
Okay.
Got it.
Right.
And then step out of the storm.
Okay. Very nice. All right. At the end of your turn,
Mm-hmm.
Jophiel is going...
Reaction. Parry.
At the end of your turn, Jophiel is going to spend 2 of his pointy points.
Legendary
Point
points.
points.
That's the ones. To cast Guiding Bolt at you.
Okay.
Nah, he's just going to attack. He's going to spend 1 point. Here you go.
Ow!
That is a hit.
Ow! 28.
I'm
And
assuming
it's
magical.
It's
Okay.
magical. Yeah.
28.
Ow!
Chunk.
Okay. Firukia.
Okay. Firstly, bonus action Hex.
Okay, I'll mark him.
If you want to hold till after me, I can inspire you.
Oh, I hexed the wrong person.
Hey!
Just it's up on screen. And thing. First thing I am going to do is I am also going to move to be there.
Mhm.
I am going to, since I have an ability with War Spear, where I can, with Spearmaster specifically with War Spear, I can forego advantage to do additional damage.
Okay.
I am going to
using
be
that?
making 2. Yep, I'm going to be
Okay.
making 2 attacks. So first
Hit.
attack. That's it. There's the damage.
Nice.
And second one. And that also gets, where is this? That is all.
Yeah.
Very
that is-
nice.
That is all magical damage.
Yeah, because it's your summoned weapon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I am going to shift over to here.
Okay. You see your spear jab into him, and it actually seems to hurt him. He glances back over his shoulder at you with a very, very angry look.
Yes,
And he's
take the ire.
He's actually having trouble moving his arm.
When he looks back with the angry look, I'm going to blow him a kiss.
Oh, okay. Right. Right, Sariana.
I will inspire him,
Wait, what?
who just attacked.
Valkyr?
Thalkir, yeah. And is the Sphinx dead or injured?
You'd have to go up and medicine, but she looks pretty still.
Okay. I couldn't, like, it looked like was still before or like recent thing.
Since you've gotten out, she has not moved even the slightest bit, and there is a lot of blood on that glass.
Mm. Okay. We'll cast Bane on him.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, he has disadvantage on wisdom.
Okay. Good to know. Bane. What is my save for the Bane?
I believe it's a 15.
Which stat?
Oh, charisma.
Charisma. Okay. Oh, he fails! Nice!
Huzzah. And then I will book it to here to check. And I
Okay.
will try to leap the fire if I can, but...
Okay. As you move, he will take a swing at you, because you're running. 22.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
Alright.
Oh,
That much
You're
damage.
moving.
26.
Ouchie.
36, rather.
36.
Ooh.
If you go on that side of the fire, you will be burned, by the way. The fire will basically project damage out to a side of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
can you
It's
move
hard
to
to
the
say.
other side of her?
Wait, so how far? Like, is it already barbecued the Sphinx?
Can somebody tell me how far?
I think it's
10.
10.
10 feet. So part of the
So
Sphinx
yeah,
is charring.
you've been actively cooking the Sphinx, actually. Yeah, so
I mean,
that's
She
fair
was-
enough.
You can change your action if you want to, knowing that.
Yeah, we're not going over there at the moment.
Yeah, because
Um,
they're actively dead. So
Maybe
But,
she just really likes fire.
This storm stuff, will I take damage going through it?
Not going through it, only if you end in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got enough movement to end it, so I'll just
Yeah.
take the same damage, go to the other
Okay.
side.
Okie dokie. Right. Cadence.
That's measure. That is not what I want. He's going to kind of limp over here. And he's going to use his one spell slot left for the only attack spell the only direct damage spell he has. Light.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh,
And of course, it didn't
save.
pass it. Sorry. Yeah, con save.
He passes. Is
Okay,
that half
so
damage or?
I
Yeah,
believe it's half.
he's minus D4 on the saves.
Oh, actually,
Yes.
that wouldn't make a difference in this, unfortunately.
Yeah. He rolled a 20.
I'm
But
actually gonna-
do keep reminding me just in case I forget.
It didn't, of course, pace right. He's not. Is he a plant?
No.
Okay. Half on a save. on
Okay,
a
so he
save.
takes half of that.
So,
Okay.
So he takes 15 necrotic.
All right. You can see the flesh of his body is starting to wither and crackle, and there is actually a faint glow coming from him now.
And before I cast that, I had dropped a weapon because
Okay.
I had to. And that's move and spell.
Okay.
And I'm going to hope that he doesn't attack.
On his turn, very annoyed at being blown a kiss by this fucking filthy warlock, he is going to point straight down at his feet and cast a level 6 fireball.
That's what I
God.
would expect from him.
Okay. You have a +2 on your save.
10. Okay. Let's roll.
I'm using my reaction.
6. Okay. 30 points damage. The save DC for him is. Oh no, where is it? There it is.
What are
18.
you?
What's your
Wait.
reaction?
Yeah,
actually,
that's what I want to
yeah.
hear.
Oh shit. Actually no, because I am probably gonna fail that. I'm using the reaction. Actually, I think it cover both. Subject to an effect.
Well, what are you trying to do?
So I can use one of them is a reaction to get half cover. And I auto half damage. The other one for Shield Master is if I pass the save, If I succeed at a save, I can have. So actually, basically I roll and see which one I get.
You're not in the fireball.
This is a
Actually,
30
it would reach him.
It would?
Nah, I'm going to leave you out. He's putting it right
Okay.
at his feet, so.
Screw it.
Okay.
I will throw counter spell.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a
let's
spell
see.
slot to do that. So.
Roll your Arcana then, unless you're actually upping it enough.
No, I can't up it enough. I only have 4th level slots.
Okay.
All right, so it's
But
an Arcana.
no, it's just a
That's
just a straight spell check. So whatever your casting is.
So charisma check.
Yeah.
All right, so right. I'll just roll a charisma check. 1 second.
Isn't it plus your charisma modifier in this instance?
Yeah, that's right. It'd be a charisma
Yes.
check.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is.
Hey, nice. Okay, so he goes to do this, and you fizzle it out, and he does not look happy. However, that unhappy look vanishes as he is going to go whoop, over here.
Oh no.
He teleports, so
Yep.
okay.
No attacks of opportunity, unfortunately.
Darn.
All right.
Shell's going to whisper a couple words and summon a Barugal.
Oh, okay.
A Balguro, sorry. It is
That's
a giant
certainly,
ape demon that is going to summon in there.
Oh,
She's going
God.
to say,
Ooh.
grab the relic and bring me it over there. And she's pointing where she wants it to go. Do it as quickly as you can. He is immune to fire.
All right. I'm putting this on the board.
I put,
I'm gonna give you
but I put the token down just so you'd have it.
Totally not a big demon.
1 second,
But
Sammy.
He has the ability to do a running leap and a bunch of other cool shit.
Congratulations, you now have this under your control save change.
He
Put it
has
where you summoned it.
I get to do stuff with him. I have to roll as a net. Do you want me to do that, or
Yeah.
can I handle him
Yeah.
on my turn?
We're going to do it on your turn. Way easier.
All right, okay. So
And I'll let you have a good turn with him now.
all right, well, I get my turn with him, and after that, I start doing rolls. So
Yeah.
he's going to grab the thing. I'm assuming you can do that as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he has a movement speed somewhere.
Is he dressed like a butler?
No.
He has a 40-foot movement speed. He is going to go there the fastest way he can. Can you get? He can clear to there. So his monkey ass is coming over here with the relic.
Okay.
And then I am also moving over here to receive
Nice.
the relic.
Okay.
And that is my turn. That is
very
done.
good turn. Right, cultists are dead.
Yep.
Scout, there's an angel right beside you. It appeared behind you, in fact.
Okay, I'm leaving the vicinity. Why am I getting blooped?
Oh, I was sending you a message, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
You
So
seem
I
to
am
be
just-
doing it anyway.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Ah, Sam.
What?
Okay. My move is now done.
You make me
Did
re-angle.
you do a disengage, did you?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right. Let me roll my attack then. Right, 21.
Nope.
Right, 40 points of
I'm
damage.
expending a luck.
You want him to reroll that?
Yep.
28.
No,
Same
I'll
damage.
take the first one.
Yeah.
So how much? 40?
40 points of damage.
That's it. Okay. But fine. I'm shooting the son of a bitch.
Go for
No.
it.
I'm
Miss.
expending a luck to read.
All right, you lost luck point.
Last luck point.
Oh. Hey! Second shot gets there.
Nice.
Right. Okay, 20 points of damage. Hey, Toby.
And I am done.
Is that all you can do?
Well,
Action
I fired.
surge.
I already used that.
Oh.
Okay, your arrow pierces through his chest, and this would be a killing blow on any humanoid. But you can see him just sort of clutching the same arrow. His grip on his blade seems to be weakening.
Scout's just looking at him going, why won't you just die already?
And his reply to you is going to be a legendary action on your turn.
Oh, fuck.
And he's going
kept
to
my mouth shut.
hold up his hand and cast Guiding Bolt at you.
Ooh.
Is that a spell?
It is a spell.
I would like to reaction counterspell that, or at least attempt.
Okay, you can attempt to. Go ahead and roll your casting stat.
So charisma.
What level is Guiding Bolt?
This is at level 5.
Okay.
So it requires a roll.
It's a lot of damage.
But that is enough. You managed to stop it.
All right, then that's good.
Hey,
Thank
congrats.
you!
Yes.
He's not a happy thing right now.
Okay. Tanan.
Okay, I'm first of all going to move over here and remove my finger from my screen where I've been trying to keep that spot. Next, I still within 60 feet of the middle of the storm.
Yeah.
So I
For a
will,
bolt.
with advantage, attack.
That's a hit.
Fry his ass.
How would you like to do this?
I just want the bolt to go through him and just I almost want to say the cartoon style. That's all I can think of.
Unfortunately, we don't do that thing here. But your bolt does pass through him. You see this, lance of electrical energy pass through his chest, leaving a scorch mark as the ground behind him also gets scorched. And you can see him looking down at this mark with disbelief before he starts to scream, and bright light emanates from his mouth and his eyes, and there is a sudden blinding flash, and his body collapses to the ground, a ashen form of wings laid on the ground beneath him.
Damn, that's right.
Oh, I feel like I've overreacted to summoning the monkey.
Speaking of which,
well, do you have a flare for the dramatic?
Speaking of which, we're unfortunately still in combat, but Ali's going to be generous because we're a little over time, and you all have a frantic battle as after a couple of rounds, she loses hold of the demon.
Well, I'm assuming after a couple of rounds, I'm going to be going. We really should be leaving. Really, we should.
In fact, you could just go through the tunnel and leave it behind after grabbing.
That I was going to say. I'm going to basically be like, we should grab the relic and leave. Frumpy here is about to get very mad.
So you command it to give you the artifact, and you can see its anger as it does.
Yes. I'm going to give me the artifact and then run as far away from here as it can.
Yeah. And you command it to go off into this glass wasteland, and you head back inside. Making your way through the temple, nursing your injuries, you soon find yourselves back in the Sphinx chamber, which it seemed to be a shorter trip this time round for some reason. Why did I close my notepad? When you return, you are able to... Do you actually hand the stone over?
I would, because I was the one. I'm hopefully one of the ones carrying it. I think it's a two-person
job.
job.
What is it, since we would have been...
Okay, so what this appears to be is if you take a rectangle, right? Very just sharp-edged carving. Not enough to cut you, but it's very precisely cut. And then you took either end of the rectangle and just twisted it a bit to make it sort of curl around in a sort of upwards fashion, like a drill bit almost.
Oh, okay.
And there are no markings on it. However, it does seem to throb and thrum with heat.
Isn't that like a torsi or something from Incest SL?
Yeah, something like that.
Taurus.
But you managed to carry it back to the chamber, and as you set it down before the Sphinx, she smiles and thank you. You brought the key from London now. They will come to take it in time, but you will be there to deliver it here. A key born from impossibility. They do not realize that its simple existence has already opened the lock.
Loop forever.
And then she will gesture down what looks like to be the same corridor, but as you glance over it, it's definitely a different passage. If you do not have any questions, the way is open for you. The riches of a people who are about to lose all are yours to take. But do not linger too long, or you will join them in their doom. Your passage out will be clear. Or those that wish to remain with me may.
Hmm.
I promised reward beyond treasure to some of you, and she looks at you, Tanan and Sari even.
I must stay for the reward.
For a time.
Well, guess I might as well get comfortable.
And what of you? And she looks at you, Sari. I can offer you experiences that you couldn't even imagine.
Kinky.
I think she's probably already walking out.
You're already heading down that tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she'll look over you, Connell. Your reward lies there as well. Knowledge that you need.
Lies, I'm sorry?
The knowledge you seek lies down in that passage too.
Well, thank you? Question mark? Going to kind of turn around, head towards that direction, the passageway.
Cadence.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you and says, "Caretaker, you must leave with your charge after you've collected your treasure. It will be ever so useful in the coming days. Take good care of it."
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ellie, because I know what I was going to do.
What's that?
You're going to hold up the egg to the opening and then hold it over to the Sphinx and see which way the egg reacts.
As to you, my blessed and chosen. And she looks at you, Trill, Scout, Virakir, and Beshra. Your duty, your further task. Spread word of Heya. Herald her coming. Gain followers. Basis of power. She is coming.
I will bring her to every corner of this world.
I agree.
I will help lead the march to her.
Scout's already starting down the tunnel. Well, miss, mother always needs more children. I shall send those who wish to follow my path back to you. And should you ever allow it, they will find you. But otherwise, I will find something to take back. And we shall glory her name. But he bows back to the Sphinx. You have a wonderful, wonderful time. And he continues just to walk out.
Okay. So
And he wraps his arm around Kanal and goes, "So, let me tell you about Mother."
as you move down this corridor, eventually you come to a room that cannot have been part of the temple you were in. The room itself is filled with chests, bags of gold, artifacts, statues, crude paintings that should, by all rights, be ancient, but they look brand new. They stand in this room, staring out onto a vast kingdom, the windows open and clear, showing you a vista of buildings, streets, an entire city of the ancient Tulian Empire, which is ablaze. In the streets, you can see figures running, screaming, strange monstrosities, not chasing them, but trying to protect them. Tentacles lashing out into the air at the winged figures, casting down bolts of holy energy or landing in the streets and trying to assail those there. In the distance, in all directions, towering over even the largest buildings, are a writhing mass of tentacles, like mountains, shining away as 9 halos of light appear above it in the sky, encompassing the entire view.
Grab 'em what I can.
As you start to grab treasure, this column of light appears from these halos, starting to beat down onto the city. You can feel shaking, rumbling. You can see those tentacles being pushed down, and in the distance, all around the city, a raging sandstorm starting to build up as this entire land is disrupted by this holy onslaught.
Blast.
And you grab what treasures you can. As you do, Connell, coming into the room from another door is an aged figure, but familiar nonetheless. Your old colleague, looks like he must be 20, 30 years older, comes in clutching some what looks to be scrolls, papyrus. And he smiles at the sight of you. Hello, old friend. I'm Decker Kane. Yes, that's the first one. Yes. Yes. Hello, old friend.
I see you found quite the treasure.
Yes. I'm glad to see you made your way here. And he hurries up to you, and he's already starting to push these scrolls into your arms.
Sorry, it's 3 a.m. I'm not thinking very well.
And he just says, "This is my work. This is everything I have learned, everything I have found here. I'm glad you followed in my footsteps. Now, Turu, go along. Don, you don't want to be here for this."
Come, stay a while.
He starts to usher you down the corridor as if he knew this was going to be happening. And he even looks back at the rest of you standing at the doorway, going, "You've got moments now."
I'm gonna give Bucky a big hug, making sure I put like a little crown on his head as I leave.
Right, and grabbing what you can, you make your way back down the passage. This time it does not lead back to the Sphinx, but to a familiar sight, the one you first saw when you arrived here, an oasis. Stepping out of the entrance of this temple, your mounts are there, and you are able to make your way safely back to the city with your haul.
Do we find Sal?
You never find Sal.
I don't think Saul existed.
Yeah, Saul did not exist.
No,
Yeah, he was
Sal
real, we left
existed
him for
probably on
dead.
a different timeline. Or he died in the desert. One of the two.
Right. And as we are very over time, that's where we're going to end.
Cool. How much XP did we get?
You got 10,000 XP.
Yeah!
Ah, sweet.
Woohoo!
Ah.
My plan to switch to this character later has worked out.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't think that even will get us a level at this level.
Alright, let's stop the recording.
Yeah.